On Airline tonight, angry passengers and how to handle them. Plan A, keep smiling.
There is going to be an uproar down.
Plan B, stand your ground.
I don't appreciate anyone calling me an evil bitch just because she turns up late for their flight.
Or Plan C,
go away.
Leave well alone.
Go away.
If you don't want help, sir, that's fair enough.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
9 a.m. is usually the busiest time of day, but Luton Airport is deserted. A 4-car pile-up has blocked the approach road. Fire engines are on the scene, but nothing can get through the jam. It's going to be impossible for passengers to get to the terminal in time for their flights.
Hello. I'm all right.
But Jane Bolton has made it in. Sick of dealing with irate travellers, she's thinking of a career change.
Where are we going?
Do you want to...
I want to get in my handbag.
Do you want to dispatch his coat? I was going to get you a nice coat.
One like this, please.
Today she's trying out life as a dispatcher, but as ramp manager Matt Smith knows, it's not an easy option.
You have to be nice with everyone. As bad as it's going, you have to be seen to be in control and being nice.
I can do that.
Which is Jane.
EasyJet dispatchers have 25 minutes to turn a plane around, to supervise the refuelling, reloading, safety checks, and to ensure people and bags get off and on. Planes won't wait for passengers, not even today, when dozens of people can't get through because of the road accident.
It's chock-a-block, everything is stationary, so there's no way, well, certainly the knock-on effect's going to be massive as far as passengers are concerned, so...
They're all going to miss their flights then?
Yeah.
Right, OK. Does passenger services know?
Yeah, everyone knows. We'll just deal with it as it comes. But certainly, just, everyone that you're coming in contact with, just let them know that's the deal.
Well, I'm glad I'm not in passenger services today then.
You had no help at all. You had no help for me at all. I was 5 minutes, it can't be more than 5 minutes away from the aircraft. It took off at 9:30 anyway.
I know.
Yeah, thanks.
New girl Helen Skeggs isn't so lucky. Today she's stepping into Jane Bolton's shoes as check-in troubleshooter. It couldn't be a worse day for it. She's got to deal with the dozens of stranded passengers who've missed their flights because of the car crash.
I'm going to see if we can refund you, sir.
Accident on the main
Yeah.
road. Should have delayed the flight for
But
10 minutes.
we can't delay a flight.
But I pay extra. Send me on the next flight.
That is the next flight, sir, and we're going to do it for you for free of charge.
Well, I pay
okay?
extra if there's any earlier flight.
But if there was an earlier flight, sir, trust me, I'd get you on it, but we can't. So queue up at 58:59 and we'll get you on there.
That's unreasonable. The whole of the airport stopped.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but obviously I can see what I can do. I'm not guaranteed that we'll give you a refund.
So what do I have to do?
58:59 and see what they say, okay? I can't understand the man who's saying this is not on. All I can do is transfer him free of charge. I can't. I don't know what to say.
At EasyJet's other UK base, Liverpool Airport, the Belfast flight is about to depart. One passenger's just missed the check-in. Wilma Morrison needed to get to Ireland today to sort out the custody of her son.
I've only got hand luggage. Oh, come on.
Check-in supervisor Leanne Chung tries to help.
I'm going to go smuggling. I'm having problems with my kids. My wee boy, I'm going to lose my wee boy if I don't get there.
No, I'm sorry, you can't go, it's too late. There's another flight tonight at 9:15.
Let's do it, it's 10 past, I can run.
We've only got 7 minutes before
I can run, I'll be there in 3 minutes.
They won't let you travel, I'm afraid, it's too late. You can go on tonight at 9:15.
That's no good to me.
Around 6 million passengers touch down in Luton every year. They're the lucky ones. For thousands of others, landings and takeoffs are just too terrifying. For some people, even getting on board can be too much. Diana Pellet hasn't flown for 30 years.
Hi, you must be Diane Pellet, yes?
Yes, I
Come
am.
in,
Hello.
Terry Silverton.
Nice to meet
But
you.
she has a goal. She's desperate to visit her sister in Australia and is having hypnotherapy to try to overcome her fear.
Even thinking about it, I get all these sort of negative thoughts. I believe everything's going to happen to my plane. It'll crash, we'll be taken hostage, all these ridiculous, irrational thoughts. I feel paralysed if I start thinking too deeply about it.
Okay. What I'd like you to do is to take a nice deep breath, as deep as you possibly can, and then just let it go.
It's 25 to 5.
It's
20 past 9.
Yeah.
It's not good enough, that's what I'm saying.
Helen's under fire from a group of Belfast passengers who've missed the 9:30 flight. It left on time, and there isn't another one until late afternoon.
The roads are blocked. Right? How I can be here 20 minutes earlier to catch the flight then? I've been sitting in the tent. I've been sitting in the taxi since 20 past 8. I would have been comfortably here at 8:30.
I know that. It's not your fault and it's not EasyJet's fault.
I know, but
Airline,
I am stuck here for 9 hours.
But we're going to transfer you free of charge.
But out on the apron, the relentless turnarounds continue.
I'll go and relieve Pat, all right, and then he can come back. Done there. Okay, we got the fuel, we got the catering, we got everything except the bags. The bags are going to be delayed. So I'll go and relieve Pat from the inbound and he'll get in the hole. There's only one in the hole. What you need to do is make sure that the loading's going right, because that's the only delay on the F with it turning around at the moment. So if you just hover, make sure that the loading's going all right, and I'll go and relieve Pat. All right?
A missed slot can mean a delay of up to 4 hours. And there's bad news. Jane's spotted another hold-up.
Catering aren't here yet, are they?
Call them again.
Hello, sorry to keep bothering you. You've got to get away in 7 minutes. Are they on the way yet?
I've already told you the dispatch on the plane.
OK, thanks. Apparently they don't need bars. They've got them already.
For EasyJet, it's crucial the flight departs on time.
Just because you appreciate our problem doesn't help anybody.
But we're doing
and that's all
something
you're doing. All you're saying is sorry, it doesn't help.
We're transferring you free of charge.
Yeah, in 7 hours' time.
But any other airline safe, you understand it from our point of view, but now you're not listening.
Well, because you're going to say...
No, what I'm saying is...
You're going to repeat what you said to
but
me
you're not
3
listening
times.
to me.
I am listening, but you're not listening to me, because I'm saying... Because what I'm saying is that 25 to 5 doesn't help me. So I don't...
What do you want me to do for you?
I'd like to get on the flight.
That can't be done.
There you are then, so you can't do anything for me.
Life at the sharp end is getting too much for Helen.
I'm going to cry in a minute.
At times like this, when people just go on at you, I feel like I'm really, really rubbish at this job. I really do. I do. When I can't do more for them, I just want to I just feel rubbish at my job at this point in time.
Meanwhile, Jane's mastered dispatch. The Amsterdam flight leaves on time.
Shanky Papa, off chocks at 50 with a TOB of 131 plus 1, 89 bags, 2 lift-ons, 1 slow walker, no delay.
Yes! Can I get it transferred to that again?
In Liverpool, Wilma Morrison's back trying to transfer from EasyJet to another airline.
Excuse me, can you transfer that here? You just said to me 2 minutes ago you transferred it.
No, I said you could ask. You'd need to speak to Service Air. I never told that you could
speak to who?
Told you that you could speak to Ryanair, which is Service Air.
Yes, Ryanair, I know.
Yes, but it doesn't mean that I can transfer your EasyJet ticket. You have to pay for a new ticket.
You told me if I get them, you said to me you could transfer it.
Never.
Why you did? Excuse me.
Tired and anxious, the frustration's telling.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Just a minute.
Hey, thanks.
Are you ready to begin the journey? As we go through and approach the check-in desk.
Nervous flyer Diana Pellet is booked on a Malaga flight tomorrow. Today's a last chance to overcome her fears.
People around you, the smiling faces, the hustle and the bustle of a busy airport like it is. When you're ready to board the aircraft, you can let me know by lifting the yes finger. That's wonderful. Good. And relax.
Have you got the confirmation number?
No.
None of them. Just give me.
Are you sitting smirking for her? Yes, Martin, you've not got any children, have you? No. You're ignorant bitches that you are.
You're going to be rude, you can leave the desk because
Rude.
you're not having any
You don't need
swearing
smart
at my
then,
desk.
right? You don't need smart.
Do you want to go away?
You're saying
You're gonna carry on
smoking.
swearing and you can go.
You're saying smoking. Excuse me. Excuse me.
The only thing that you can do with us now is transfer to the next flight, which is at 9:15. We can't transfer with another company. You have to go and pay with
You left me
Ryanair.
here for 15 minutes to tell me now. Can I speak to the manager, please?
There's no manager here, I'm the supervisor.
You're a supervisor, you ought to be a cleaner.
Wilma later decided to take the EasyJet flight.
That was disgusting. I can't believe that someone would have the nerve to speak to someone so disgustingly. And I don't appreciate anyone calling me an evil bitch just because she turned up late for her flight 5 minutes before departures. I tried my best for her, and that's what you get. It's just disgusting. Can I help you?
Meanwhile, it's round 3 at Luton. Essex businessman Reg Woders missed his Belfast meeting.
You can understand that this is...
Police are down there at a roundabout with the road blocked off.
Yeah.
And here I had a business appointment this afternoon. I can't leave till 4:30.
It's not EasyJet's fault, sir.
But there's no point in having a conversation that's going to lead me nowhere, is there?
We can transfer you free of charge and we give you the next free flight. I can do that for you.
But the problem is I don't want to go on the day. I've got to wait here all day long. I don't want to go at 4:30 this afternoon. I've got to kick my heels here all day.
Do you want to transfer your flight, sir, or not? Because we can do that.
Oh, wait a minute. I'll make my decision. I've got all day to make my decision, haven't I? Till 4:30.
Yes, you have.
Thank you very much. You can wait then. You made me wait. I'll make you wait.
We personally haven't made you wait, sir.
I'm not on a plane going to my destination, am I?
But Helen won't be told.
But to be fair, sir, I'm not going to argue, but I just want to make you understand it's not EasyJet's fault. This is not our fault. We have not delayed you.
I was here at 9:20. The departure 9:30.
That's 10 minutes. You should be here half an hour before. And I know that's not your fault. I know that. It's not your fault and it's not
Lady,
our fault.
you're not helping the situation. Go away.
Do you know what? A lot of other airlines would make you pay for a full flight. Do you know that? We'd make you pay for a brand new ticket.
Go away.
If you don't want help, sir, that's fair enough. I'm just a bit peed off that they can't. I'm just getting shouted and shouted at, and I'm not seeing any saying, "Oh, thank you this, thank you that." I know they're peed off as much as I am, but I don't know what to say. What can I do? Deep breath. Carry on.
It's been a baptism of fire for Helen Skeggs. And after a day in the cold, Jane's decided to apply for a job in dispatch.
I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did, but it was great. I spoke to 2 passengers in about 16 hours, and that was fantastic. I know that sounds really wicked. It was nice.
I want to be able to do it. Then you can.
What? Okay, that's lovely, thank you. That's lovely. How dare you say it's lovely?
A grim day at Luton. The terminal has been hit by torrential rain. The unexpected downpour is a bad omen for nervous passenger Diana Pellet, who's arriving for her Malaga flight.
I'm just still keeping my fingers crossed. Of course, the weather doesn't help because it's raining and cloudy, but I'll try.
If you'd just like to go to the sales desk.
It's a different day and a different problem passenger for Helen Skeggs. As a check-in agent, she's been trained to deal with nervous flyers. It's going to be her job to get Diana on the plane.
Years and years and years ago, I used to suffer from the same thing. And if I was in a small space, I'll just panic. I'll get shaky and sweaty and I feel sick. And to get over it, I flew to America. Really? If you tell yourself, no, I'm going to be fine, then trust me, you'll be okay.
There's less than an hour before Diana's flight leaves.
Come and say, yeah, I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Meanwhile, passengers awaiting the 4:30 Nice flight are going nowhere.
I mean, why are we only waiting 3 hours? I mean, this is ridiculous.
I can't stand it. Within 10 days, being delayed twice for 3 hours. So how can you make plans on that?
Passengers are angry that their flight is delayed until 7:30. But they're furious that a later Nice flight will now be taking off first.
They take precedence to us. I find that's absolutely not fair. Why can't we leave on the 7 o'clock and they go on the 7:30? Why can't we?
The passengers are obviously annoyed because the delayed flight is not still here and the later flight is now going and they're not.
Just annoying. At 4:15 they told us, oh no, there's 2 hours delay, 7:30. Now they're telling us that the 6 o'clock are leaving before us. It's absolutely unfair.
We can't swap the aircrafts round. We have actually asked if we can do that because we know that there is going to be an uproar down here.
My plans were having dinner in Saint-Tropez too often.
Maybe have breakfast there.
Switch the bins. Well, that's, as I said, operation has decided not to because there's only 15 minutes difference. And we cannot decide. It makes
a big difference to me, 15 minutes.
But again, we don't know when the other aircraft is going to be here. So you may be going on time, you may be going earlier, you may be going later. It's only 15 minutes difference.
You're telling me you don't know. It means that we may be delayed for another 2 hours.
Is that the plane then?
I don't know if it's that plane, but
it's one like
exactly
that,
the same. Yeah.
It's not very big, is it? If there's turbulence, will it shake about?
Not a lot. Not a lot. It will shake. So you get your aircraft pull around now.
There's a lot riding on today. If Diana makes it to Malaga, she'll plan a dream holiday to Australia to see her sister's family.
My little nieces, they just keep saying, when is Auntie coming to Australia? We've got her bedroom ready and she won't come. And my sister tells them the truth, that I'm scared to fly. And they say, but why? We go to England every 2 years to visit her and what's the problem? Why is she scared?
I know.
And they can't understand it.
Found this on a toilet.
You found the toilet. Don't use what's your flush down toilet?
Yes, it's been stolen. So can you have a look up the passenger's name for me?
At check-in, Katrina's got dirty work to do.
Right, 402 from Palma this morning.
From Palma?
From Palma this morning. It's found on the Palma flight inbound. Stinks.
I thought that was you.
You smell it?
Oh, I feel really ill.
Using the credit card details, Katrina and Lee try to trace the wallet's owner.
I've gone under 6 hours. You sure it's only Palma to Luton, not Luton?
We'll trace it through the actual road to most then.
But there's no record of the passenger on that morning's flight.
I can't find it, actually, on there.
Could the wallet have been in the toilet for longer? Out on the apron, it's the moment Diana's been dreading.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah, can I sit here?
You want? Yeah, take a seat there then.
Yeah.
See you feel. I'll catch some those out the way for you. All right.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to stay on.
Well, you just take a seat for now and we'll see
Yeah.
how you feel, okay?
You tell me before you go.
Oh, you'll see, don't worry, it's all right. No, you just take a seat there.
There's less than 10 minutes before the plane leaves.
Helen's been great. I mean, she's a very relaxing type. And, she makes you feel secure. But I'm still thinking about when we're up there, and I'm still very nervous.
The Nice passengers have now been grounded for over 3 hours. In another 25 minutes, they'll qualify for a refund.
I felt very angry.
Don't feel angry.
That the plane before, that the plane was, was going to take off after us,
took off
left
before you. Yeah.
before us.
I understand.
They've gone, and we're still here waiting.
I'd wash your hands after that, Katrina.
Katrina's close to solving the wallet mystery.
I'm not touching my keyboard then. 8th of September I've got here. That's been down that toilet for some time, you know
That's been
that?
done that since she's flown out then.
Yeah.
It proves how long our toilets are cleaned out, doesn't it? Proves how often they're cleaned out. That's disgusting, I tell you.
The wallet's been in the toilet for more than a week. It's not something they'll be telling the owner.
We'll be ever so grateful. Thank you. Not there. Answer phone. Do you want to take your phone back?
I've just washed my hands.
You need to wash your desk as well, darling. See you later.
Bye.
The Malaga flight has now boarded. It's decision time for Diana.
I can't. You can't even talk to her, she's doing it. Look what she's
I
got.
just can't do it. I'm upsetting that lady there.
No, you're not.
I can't. I just can't do it.
Everyone's going to be around you for England. You'll be fine. I promise you, you'll be fine.
Oh, it might crash.
Don't say that. I've got to go out this weekend.
See?
I hope not.
I can't. I can't. I've got to go.
Hey! Don't be upset.
I'll never fly in my life.
Yes, you will.
I feel very, very disappointed. I had a good cry earlier, and I know when I phone my sister tonight, she's going to be very disappointed as well. And I feel sad, but I'm going to keep trying. One day I'm going to make it.
Also hoping to make it are the Nice passengers. They've now turned to the drink.
We're just sitting here quietly, accepting the £5 luncheon voucher with open arms. It at least bought me a double gin and tonic. And we just got to wait.
Two of us managed to get a bottle of wine for £10. Wonderful. Free. Feel much better now.
And they're getting closer and closer to a refund.
Give it another 5 minutes, please.
Can I ask what the delay is?
Down to the crew train.
What?
Okay, that's lovely, thank you.
That's lovely. How dare you say it's lovely?
I'm going to be getting on a plane and going to see my back.
It's lovely. Another 35
Really close to the refund.
5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Very close to a refund now.
May I have your attention, please? This call is to advise EasyJet passengers travelling on EZY259 to Nice of a further delay of 5 minutes to your boarding. This is due to a crew change.
Hooray!
And may I most sincerely apologise for the delay and any inconvenience it may cause to your journey this evening.
And everybody's laughing.
Well, that's what we want.
You see what a bottle of wine can do for you.
Diana hasn't returned to an airport yet, but is determined to fly one day. The wallet and its owner were later reunited. And the Nice passengers finally took to the skies, but they were too early for a refund and too late for dinner. Tonight on Airline, the pitfalls of international travel. The passengers who can't take off.
They have to do a security check on the aircraft to make sure the man wasn't carrying a bomb or something.
The passengers who've landed but whose luggage hasn't.
We still don't know where our bags are. We still don't know how to get them, and I still can't get in my home.
And the passengers not even allowed on the plane.
You take responsibility and you get us on the flight.
Unfortunately,
There is no unfortunate!
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Rugby star Tony Underwood, capped 27 times for England. Tonight at the Grosvenor House Hotel in London, a testimonial dinner marks the end of that glittering career and the beginning of something new.
Would you give a very big welcome to Tony Underwood?
It's time to say goodbye to the game that made him famous.
Have you been lucky enough to discover what talent God has bestowed upon you to best express yourself? I did, but unfortunately it was in a young man's game. It's over now for me, and much like saying it is better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all, I must be glad that I was able to play the game of rugby and have discovered my gift in life.
Renowned for flying down the wing when playing for England, Tony's new passion is flying planes. With a commercial pilot's license under his belt, he's been recruited by EasyJet.
It was really a case of just one day looking up in the skies and sort of seeing these aeroplanes up there which go past near where I live, and sort of it was really one of those sudden dawnings that, yeah, rekindling those memories as a child of wanting to be up there at some stage.
Over the last few months, Tony's been put through a tough training program, but he still faces the ultimate challenge. Very soon he'll be in the cockpit. But tonight, while he enjoys his testimonial dinner, there are other challenges for the EasyJet team.
They told us an hour delayed. We made inquiries over the phone.
At Luton, sales desk agent Leslie Cassidy is dealing with a group of passengers who've arrived too late to check in for the evening flight to Amsterdam.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, 9 people that have been told that they could, if it was delayed, get on it.
This company has a different policy from all the other companies. And if they continue this way, they will lose all their passengers, that's for sure.
I would like you to come down because they're, well, fair, to be honest, I mean, if it's a little bit delayed, I can't understand why they can't get them on either. OK, thank you. Bye. The supervisor is coming right down to see you because, to be honest, I refuse to tell you the bad news that you can't get on.
It's not looking good. Leslie's tactical withdrawal comes just in time.
We are going to be on that flight. I warn you, we are going to be on that flight because we were told by your own people that we were okay. So you take responsibility and you get us on the flight.
Unfortunately,
there is no unfortunate. You are unfortunate because you are going to have to bother to get us on the flight. That is your problem. We don't have a problem. You have a problem.
There is no need to shout like that.
No, I shout because it is so easy. You should not have been told that. So, unfortunately for you, we were told that.
Furious at their lack of progress, the passengers aren't going to let the duty supervisor off the hook.
You are working for EasyJet. Your colleagues of EasyJet told us we could be on the flight. So I think you should take responsibility and just get us on the flight.
Unfortunately, we cannot get you on that flight now.
Give a good reason. Give a good reason.
The reason is that you still need to check on time. Even
are you a school class? Are you a kindergarten? What are you?
Even if the flight is delayed, you still need to check on time.
That is rubbish.
Then wait a minute.
Because the aircraft is cleared
I understand that is a rule.
The amount of passengers and bags that are on board, and because you haven't checked in on time, you are not in that head count.
You would be right if your colleagues wouldn't have told us different.
The thing we can do is get you onto tomorrow's flight.
Oh, what a wonderful solution.
Come on.
What a wonderful solution.
No, that's impossible.
May I ask a very simple question?
You may.
Why do you mistreat your passengers the way you do? Because you know that you're going to be an hour late.
We don't mistreat our
you mistreat your passengers. You know, sorry, let me finish my sentence. You know well ahead that this flight is going to be late. And yet, like a bunch of kindergarten leaders, you shut that gate on the time that you were going to shut it anyway. The lady that was sitting there said, Amsterdam is shut.
But she was sitting there.
But she was sitting there, the lady.
Sir,
so you are only talking rubbish. No, because you're talking rubbish.
You can shout at me all you like. I've tried my best to get you on that flight.
You have tried nothing.
But I cannot
you have
get
tried
you on the
nothing.
Flight.
Having failed to break the deadlock with the duty supervisor, the passengers decide to raise the stakes. They've come up with a plan guaranteed to cause mayhem. 200 miles away in Liverpool, the Malaga flight should be taking off. But instead, everyone's being offloaded. One of the passengers has had a panic attack.
He was dizzy, he didn't feel like travelling, and he decided to come off the flight, and when he got off the flight, he took one bag off with him. Passengers on board the plane were convinced that he got on with 2. And because of this, they had to take all the passengers off and get them to identify, because you can't let a flight go if this passenger, you could have left a bag on me.
Once I got on the plane, everything went round and sat down. Claustrophobic feeling, Not so bad now that I've got off again. But I thought I'd better tell them in case I collapsed on the flight or something like that, you see.
Bill Sharp recently lost his wife, and this was to be his first flight since his bereavement.
I've been many times to Malaga. I'd count, absolutely countless, could be 100 times in the past. But always the two of us, the wife and me, you see. And I thought, so we know people there as well. And I thought on my own, well, I would be all right. But no, no good. When you're with someone else, it's rather different. On your own, with this sort of thing, it's stress condition and panic attacks, it really gets to you, yeah.
At the departure gate, the rest of the passengers are waiting to get back on board.
And then a man on the plane had a panic attack, so we're all now off the aircraft so they can check it. Because they have to do a security check on the aircraft to make sure the man wasn't carrying a bomb or something that would cause us all to have a panic attack.
No criticism of EasyJet whatsoever.
Prevention's better than cure.
I'd rather get there alive than go bang. But equally, I quite fancy having a pee.
The passengers must hold on a little bit longer while the plane is checked to make sure Mr. Sharp left nothing behind. In Luton, it's time for the Amsterdam passengers to take action. They're going to try to get on their flight by barging past security.
No, we don't have it, but the flight is delayed. Sorry, the flight is delayed.
But they don't get very far. A wall of security guards blocks their path, and no amount of arguing will get them through.
We will be arrested.
With no way past the guards, the plan to storm through to departures has come to an abrupt end. The passengers are escorted back to the EasyJet sales desk. Security in Liverpool have also dealt with their problem. They've searched the Malaga flight, but there's no sign of Mr. Sharp's extra bag.
There wasn't one. It just appeared like he had 2 bags, but he didn't. He only had 1.
What it was, I think, it was like this. When I went to the plane, I had my coat like that and that bag like that, you see. And someone thought it was an extra bag. That must have been the way it was.
With the mystery solved and the passengers back on the plane, Mr. Sharp is already planning his next flight to Malaga.
She's got me another flight now on the 2nd of January. So I'll get myself improved by then, hopefully. And do it again. Go prepared with some tranquilizers or something next time. Okay.
Back in Luton, an unexpected change of plan. It seems the Amsterdam passengers will be flying tonight after all.
It is still a mystery to us what brought about the sudden turnaround, because the manager came after we waited for 10-15 minutes. Finally she came.
She told us very surprisingly that there would be an extra plane going to Amsterdam tonight, outside of the normal schedule.
As angry as I was before, I could have kissed her on both cheeks, because I don't want to stay.
And EasyJet don't want him to stay either. So, with an extra flight going to Amsterdam this evening, the band of passengers who try to breach airport security are on their way.
I do feel sorry for them. They're stuck there with no money. They got no money. Between them, they have £10.
9, 10, 11, 12. Coming to the scary end of the training, it's all been like, yeah, great, I'm going to fly an aeroplane, but it's really coming to the point now where it's actually going to happen.
At Luton Airport, it's a day of fancy dress and face painting. Staff and passengers alike are getting into the spirit of the occasion. But one couple who've flown in from Amsterdam are not in the mood for fun and games.
We've got in and our bags aren't here. We've come to baggage handlers and asked for some help. They've sent us up here just fobbing us off. We've then gone to the cashier who knows nothing about it. They know nothing about how to deal with this. They know nothing about it. She's now running around trying to find a radio. So no, not how to deal with the situation. They've told us now I have no car keys, no flat keys, no home keys, that we've just got to sit here and we don't know whether they're going to get on the next flight or not. Because we still don't know where our bags are. We still don't know how to get them, and I still can't get in my home.
The prospect of being stranded at the airport is too much for passenger Gemma Robinson.
We don't normally deal with it up here. It normally gets put through to Aviation.
So absolutely nobody knows anything about anything.
If
you know how to take someone's money.
Would you like to listen to the young lady who explained
Yeah, no,
first?
I'd love to.
I am just
because
trying to
about the
find
fifth
out.
person.
We don't normally deal with our lost luggage ourselves. Aviation deal with it for us.
Can you find out someone who does?
Yeah.
Because this is like the third person we've been to now.
Okay.
Former rugby star Tony Underwood is in his last week of training before he takes to the skies. Today, it's airline security.
Just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm cabin crew. I started
The first session is being run by trainer Des Perinara.
My main background, though, is in entertainment. I was in entertainment for 8 years, doing song and dance, doing theatre shows. What I'd like to do now is get a little bit of background on you all so that I know where you're coming from. Tony.
Came from the world of entertainment as well.
Pretty poor entertainment.
Yeah, it wasn't song and dance either.
I don't know.
Although I tried the old hardcore a few times. Yeah.
Good on you.
First job in aviation, so just come out of training and looking forward to it.
Good on you. Excellent.
Cheers. The purpose of the week we're about to go into is to introduce you to safety and emergency procedures, and that can range from anything from first aid to dealing with emergency scenarios, hijacking, how to recognise a bomb, just what's involved in it, dealing with smoke and fire.
These are different types of plastic explosives. This is gelignite. So you can pass that around and have a smell.
This is all very new for me and very naive with these things. They talk about plastic explosive. I don't know whether you're talking about a gallon full of this stuff or a couple of ounces.
Okay, we're talking about suspect packages. This could be left on board. If you look into the back of it, again, plastic explosive, detonator, power source and a timer. An explosive just a little bit bigger than this was responsible for the Lockerbie incident.
At Liverpool Airport, Supervisor Leanne Chung is having communication problems.
Are you flying tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Have you changed it already?
I have problem with visa.
Yeah. So have you spoke to somebody who's getting you a visa for tomorrow?
Tomorrow we.
It turns out these would-be passengers are fishermen from the Ivory Coast. Their trawler ran aground on sandbanks in the Irish Sea off Blackpool. It capsized and sank. All 13 crew members escaped unhurt. Some have remained in Blackpool, but these two men now want to return to their home in Spain.
All the details and the belongings have obviously gone down with the boat. But they came as a group of 4 and 2 of them had a residency card for Spain, but these 2 gentlemen don't have any documentation whatsoever.
The men believe replacement visas will be sent to the airport in time for tomorrow morning's flight. But Leanne's worried about what they're going to do tonight.
So where are you staying tonight? Do you have somewhere to stay? Here? Hotel. Just take a seat for 5 minutes. I'll shout you in a minute. Okay, just want 5 minutes. I'm not prepared to let them travel without documentation because they can arrive there and then just be sent back, and it's no problem to them over there to do that, but it's the person at the other side, because obviously it's our mistake if we let them go and they just can't travel without documentation.
The stranded fishermen wait patiently while Leanne makes some inquiries. In Luton, Gemma's patience is running out.
What I need you to do then is promise that you'll come back and communicate with us. Because for 45 minutes, nobody has.
If you give me 1 second, please, I'll get on the phone to the gentleman now.
1 second. Okay, it's good.
But there's no need to shout at me.
Well, it's getting a bit boring. 40 minutes is very, very appalling. It took you 5 minutes to take my money for the ticket.
Yeah, what should I tell the passenger?
Passenger service agent Christina Surrey is on the trail of Gemma and Philip's bags.
Okay, then.
All I've been trying to get done, right, is that they ring Amsterdam to find out where our bags are, and then once they've found out where they are, then they put them on the next flight. It's taken this long for them even to make the phone call.
There's no news of the fishermen's visas in Liverpool, so Leanne calls in Spanish-speaking check-in agent Vanessa Fonseca to help unravel the mystery.
We don't know, I think. They couldn't travel.
They've got no paperwork or anything?
No. He said, if they don't have a work permission, they won't get a visa, so they need to go to the Spanish embassy in Manchester and see what can happen and tell them that they won't be able to travel.
Vanessa investigates further by talking to the fishermen and discovers that the company they work for has misled them about their visas.
The person was responsible told them, oh, it's no problem, you can travel to Spain. He booked the flight tickets, he actually paid for a taxi to take them to the airport. And basically, I think he just wanted to get rid of them. And I called him and I said, no, they need a visa to travel to the country. And he said, oh, really? He said, well, I think they've got 2 visas waiting for them in Malaga airport. And I called the Spanish embassy and they said, we'd never do that. You always have your visa and your passports because you can't just travel from an airport to the other with no visas. So they're stuck there with no money. They got no money. Between them, they have £10. I do feel sorry for them. I think they've been lied to. So I'm just going to try to find out if I can make them go home or somewhere to stay.
At EasyJet's training centre in Luton, Tony Underwood's next lesson is in first aid.
I'll go and inform the flight deck, OK, and get you the first aid kit.
Thank you. How are you, madam? You live? Yes. Hello, hello. No response. Checking the mouth.
Good, excellent. Check for breathing.
As he nears the end of his ground-based training, Tony faces the prospect of flying an EasyJet plane for the first time.
Whole of your mouth over hers. Excellent.
Coming to the scary end of the training, it's all been like, yeah, great, I'm going to fly an aeroplane, but it's really coming to the point now where it's actually going to happen, and this reality beckons, and it's sort of getting quite scary, but exciting at the same time, obviously.
Check circulation. Is there circulation?
No circulation.
There is no circulation, so you got.
In a week's time, he'll have to carry out a series of test flights. That could mean up to 15 takeoffs and landings in short succession.
I don't know what I'll be like next week. I mean, you know, it's just going up the steps itself into a 737, actually knowing you're in an aircraft itself and having all-round vision, etc., and the noises and everything, and you know, just real time will just be quite an amazing event. And the week after that, due to have passengers in the back as well. Those poor souls.
That's it. Brilliant. You can resuscitate me. How did that feel? Because it was the first time you've ever done that.
Her mouth is bigger than I expected.
Back in the terminal, there's some bad news about the missing bags.
Yeah. Talked to the lords at Amsterdam airports, and they said it might not even be an EasyJet flight. So, as soon as they locate your bag, and they
so if it's in
us,
another country, it's got to be flown back, then courier.
Yeah. As quick as I say, obviously, once it's flown back here, we can get it out to you within the hour.
EasyJet estimate they carry 8,000 pieces of luggage every day, and it's inevitable that 1 or 2 bags go astray. Once the loss is reported, the airline pass details onto their baggage handlers, who use a computerized system to trace which airport it's ended up in. But so far, they haven't tracked down Philip and Gemma's luggage.
Up to now, they have no idea where our bags are. Which I think is laughable, when it can't even be in the same bloody airline, let alone not on an EasyJet flight. Now I've got to go and explain this to Gemma. That'd be fun.
As Philip expects, Gemma is not impressed with this latest piece of news.
That's great. So there's absolutely nothing they can do. They can just take your personal belongings and just lose them anywhere in the world, and that's okay. Fine. Perfect.
No money.
I recommend you buy a flight with EasyJet. It's a very good company to fly with. As long as you don't want to keep your luggage afterwards, all right. Smashing.
Meanwhile, the 2 fishermen, who will never see their belongings again, are still waiting at the sales desk, hoping to fly home tomorrow morning. Vanessa's not so optimistic.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but they expect sort of paperwork coming through, maybe some visas, I don't know, but that's what they said to me. But what I'm worried about is that that visa won't be able to be done by tomorrow, because, I mean, there's not enough time. And I spoke with the Spanish embassy, and it's impossible.
I think they'll get the paperwork in the end, but obviously it's not there at the moment, so we can't let them travel. And then they get there, they'll just get sent back and we'll get fined, and obviously there's consequences involved in something like that, so we weren't able to do what they wanted us to do. But I think they were quite happy with the fact that we were being helpful with them. They've been transferred to tomorrow's flight and we're just awaiting documents now.
The men finally decide to return to a hotel in Blackpool, where 2 other crew members from the capsized trawler are staying. They plan to come back in the morning, hoping that by then their visas will have turned up. Despite rebooking his ticket, Bill Sharp has still not managed a flight to Malaga. Gemma and Philip went home with a friend and picked up some spare keys. Their bags turned up 3 days later after being sent to the wrong address. And the 2 fishermen were never seen at Liverpool Airport again. Tonight on Airline, it's Christmas, the busiest time of year. Around 200,000 people will be flying with EasyJet to visit their family and friends. They hope.
Go home, because you won't be able to go anywhere in Europe without a passport.
No. You have no idea how hard our life is.
I mean, I won't be flying. I wasn't flying in the first place.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Luton Airport. The festive mood has taken hold. And some of the sales team have started celebrating early. In the departure hall, a carol concert to entertain the passengers. But not everyone's entering into the Christmas spirit. Francis Bediako wants to spend Christmas with his girlfriend in Aberdeen.
I want to buy a ticket, yeah? And they're telling me that all you can pay with credit card. And they never give me nobody no warning.
EasyJet has just changed its policy and stopped taking cash at the sales desk. It's causing problems, especially for Leslie Cassidy, who today is on EasyJet's front line.
Yo, move the from me front. Tell me about EasyJet. How the is it easy if you're supposed to only have credit card? Huh? How the is it called EasyJet then?
We aren't allowed to book tickets even on the day with cash or a credit card.
In the airport does it say this?
And then my boss said no, because it's a new system now, so we can't bend the rules. I've asked if I can do it.
Full of language. Big man, shut up before I box in your mouth, man.
There we go. That's it.
Oh, should I put my hat on?
Firearms, lighter fuel, butane gas, all banned when it comes to air travel. But today there's another hidden danger lurking in passengers' luggage, the Christmas cracker.
We're not allowed to take them on board because they've got a
cracker in them.
Because they've got a cracker in them. So we can either, if they were vacuum packed, we could take them. But because they're not, we've got to take the spark out before we can take them with us. So totally ruined Christmas.
I want to see the manager.
Manager will come and
speak
to you.
Make your
talking
point.
about EasyJet.
Excuse me. Excuse me. If you want to make a
shut
point.
Up, man. Move from yourself.
All right, you won't be flying. Forget it.
I won't be flying. I wasn't flying in the first place.
200 miles away in Liverpool, 3-year-old twins Roisin and Tivo James have also been grounded. Plans to visit grandparents in Geneva have gone awry due to a slight parental oversight.
Well, as far as I can be aware, we've come on the wrong day. We've come a day early, which is very embarrassing. But they've said over there that we could have another flight for £10, and that was what we thought it was going to be. But now it turns out they want £10 per person plus an extra 75. Flies in an hour, and they've got about 30 spare seats. So my partner's asked to see the supervisor, see if they can give it us at cost rather than us paying a lot of money that we can't afford.
It's a big day for Tivo. He's looking forward to his first flight.
And they're not going to you. Hopefully, yeah.
They won't sell them at any cheaper though. It stays.
Mum Jackie tries bargaining with supervisor Sarah Tier.
But there's no way that you can transfer our tickets from tomorrow night to tonight if those seats haven't been sold. And we pay. I mean, I said we'll pay the transfer fee. But, I mean, we haven't got £300, you know. Now we're going to have to find a way to get back to Manchester with like the kids tonight. They've slept half the day today in preparation for travelling tonight. So they're going to be like up all tonight. I mean, it's just going to be a nightmare for us. I can't believe
the aircraft
that
will just
like,
go, the seats will just go free.
so EasyJet would rather leave those seats empty and have all us traipse all the way home and get all the way back here tomorrow, which honestly, if you haven't got twins, you have no idea how hard our life is.
Unfortunately,
Back in Luton, it's surrender. The management back down. Sparing Leslie any more abuse, Supervisor Mary Hosier steps in.
Okay, on this occasion, sir, we've had it authorised by our manager to do you a cash payment, but in future you'll have to know we don't actually do cash payments anymore.
So why couldn't you tell people that before? Well, I never knew this.
We don't have many cash
So
sales
what, then
at
you
all
have to
now.
take it, what, does it
Do
cash
you
through
want
in
me
the
to
country?
do this for you, sir?
Yeah.
Because the flight closes in 5 minutes.
In Liverpool, Sarah's also trying to find a way round the system. She's contacting EasyJet HQ to see if the Jameses can fly today.
I know that it's going to be even harder tomorrow because they think they're getting on an aeroplane tonight and now I've got to take them home. You won't be up, will you?
I go on an airplane.
Not tonight though, mate. Oh, sweet, oh no. Right, that was £70 then, sir. Okay, then quickly go and check in, otherwise you won't be able to get on that flight, sir.
Mr. Bediako has got his way, but Leslie's not impressed.
We've had this all day.
I know.
I've paid with a credit card twice by myself and taken the cash and gone about the cash.
I know, I mean,
Because
don't know why we can't do that.
I don't understand why we can't.
But Mr. Bediako's troubles aren't over yet. It's taken him so long to buy his ticket, the Aberdeen check-in has closed.
Excuse me. You know where this woman's gone?
What? Which one?
The one who's supposed to be sitting here.
Well, are you on a flight?
Yeah, I want to check in.
For what flight?
Aberdeen.
I think Aberdeen is closed now.
No, they said I can check in.
Pardon?
They said I can check in.
We'll have a meeting with the manager because this is just too sudden for them at Christmas. We should have started after Christmas.
I think they should have done as well.
Excuse me, what you need to do is go over to the sales desk and see Mary, she's the supervisor, because it's actually closed. She'll be the only one that can get you on it.
Before too long, he's paying the sales desk a second visit.
I've sorted it, don't worry, before you start shouting at me again. Hello, can we accept 2 nails for the Aberdeen?
I will do, thank
Cheers
you.
for the give me your confirmation
Please say
number
yes,
and we'll
please
see.
say yes.
We'll see where you are.
And a little begging does the job. Mr. Bediako is finally on his way.
When you get abuse like that, he really shouldn't have gone. It's defeating the object. You've got to stick by the rules if you're going to make them. And it makes us look a little bit incompetent, right from the manager, supervisor, right down to us on the desk.
Thank you very much.
Up in Liverpool, Sarah's efforts have paid off.
As a goodwill gesture for Christmas, Richard and Luton has them free of charge.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, I do. You're very grateful.
I'm really grateful,
So
honestly.
for Christmas, a goodwill gesture.
Oh, thanks so much.
Check in now.
Thanks
it's all
so much.
transferred.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my God.
The twins get their Christmas trip. And now it's Mum's turn to be overwhelmed.
Just really pleased. I've not seen my family for months, so I'm just really happy to be seeing them tonight.
Meanwhile, Katrina has a Christmas surprise for husband Julian.
Go on. Oh, hey! Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And the rest. What do you think? Is it all right? I've got some figures to match. I can't count now. So that's Julian's present.
Hi, darling. Could you give me the direct telephone number for the local police station because a gentleman's lost his passport on the way here?
There's more trouble for Leslie at the sales desk. Pete Buckingham's lost his passport, and his dream of a Christmas reunion in Palma is turning into a nightmare.
Me and my brother booked flights to go out and see my mum for Christmas with my family. We haven't been together for 7 years for Christmas. And unfortunately, on the way here, between British Rail Victoria and the coach station, I lost my passport. I can't deal with this, actually. I can't talk.
With the passport office now closed for Christmas, Leslie has some advice for Pete.
If I were you, darling, I'll tell you exactly what I think you ought to do, is go home, because you won't be able to go anywhere in Europe without a passport.
No. I mean, it's been a really worst-case scenario, really.
Well, if it's, I know it's no consolation, but you're not the only one it happens to, or has happened to. Yes. Can.
Is there some sort of support group I can contact?
Not right the day before Christmas Eve, no.
While Pete considers his limited options, the flight leaves for Palma. He's left behind to break the bad news.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Mum.
Yep. Yes, it is. There's Mr. Flatley.
No, you can't postpone everything, you know. You've got to enjoy yourself, anyway.
Take that, darling.
The duck's not going to keep, is it?
It's all been done.
No, eat the duck, Mum. When I come out, I'll take everyone out for dinner, because I have messed up everyone's Christmas, haven't I? I'll just take everyone out for dinner.
I really feel for Mum, because she's not going to have a son there on Christmas morning. Boys will say, oh, well, have a few pints and we'll go and see her in a couple of days, but I really feel for Mum.
I hear the Titanic's on Christmas Day, and the double episode of EastEnders, which might be quite good fun.
Determined to make the best of things, Pete goes home alone for Christmas.
Yeah, just beg, say Leslie on the sales desk, please, please, it's Christmas Day tomorrow. Is there any way we can get the last 3 passengers on?
Christmas Eve at Liverpool Airport, and hundreds of passengers are flying off to see loved ones. The 3:15 flight from Luton is touching down, but on board, one passenger has had a nasty shock. Monica Chimbranar thought she was flying from Luton to Barcelona in time for Christmas with her family, but she got on the wrong plane and has ended up in Liverpool instead.
Suddenly I was hearing something about Liverpool, but I thought maybe the flight goes, I don't know, through Liverpool, instead of being like this. And suddenly they said, we are landing. I was like, only half an hour. That's very quick. And I said to her, where's this plane going? To Liverpool. I said, oh.
Oh my God. I've got the passenger here at the desk, so just...
It's Navidad.
The last flight to Barcelona has already left Liverpool. Check-in's Joanne Johnson needs to find another route to Spain today, but time's running out.
Just waiting for a phone call from Luton to see what they can do for you, but we're going to try and get you out on this Malaga flight. If not, it's going to have to be the later Palma flight.
It's going to be an anxious wait for Monica. At Luton, Katrina's found 2 little helpers to pull the crackers that have been confiscated from passengers.
What is pink, wobbly and flies?
Don't know. Jelly on a plate?
A jellycopter.
A jellycopter, see, I knew it. Well, it's your turn for another cracker. Ready? Oh, we are. Then you won that one.
When is the best time to go to bed?
After you shift here.
When the bed won't come to you.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Monica's about to find out if she can get home to Barcelona. The duty manager in Luton has come up with a plan.
Oh, that's super. I'm going to Palma de Mallorca, and they got me a flight from Palma de Mallorca to Barcelona, which I have to pay myself, but I don't mind. Because I don't like Christmas in England, so...
But is Monica celebrating too soon?
Getting in a taxi. Right now. Absolutely.
There's been a sudden change of plan. Now Monica will be starting back to Barcelona by road.
We've decided that we're going to try and get in a taxi as quick as we can down to Luton to try and make the Barcelona flight. Because going on to Palma's not going to work. By the time she gets to Palma, she wouldn't make the next flight in time.
If anyone's made a cabs outside.
That's if they can find a cab willing to go to London on Christmas Eve. 200 miles away, and also looking forward to getting home, is EasyJet pilot Captain Mike Jameson. He's bringing the last flight back from Amsterdam to Liverpool. But Mike's responsibilities won't end even when his shift is over.
Today's Christmas Eve. Tomorrow I'm on standby from 3 o'clock in the morning. We have 2 crews on standby. We're not actually planning to fly passengers around tomorrow. It's only in case an aircraft gets stuck somewhere that they might want us to position and bring it back to Liverpool, ready for my early flight on Boxing Day at 6:30 in the morning. So it's not going to be a particularly happy Christmas.
There's a large Dutch contingent on board today's flight, so Mike's been planning a special Christmas broadcast.
What I wanted to do was to just try and say, have a Merry Christmas, Prosperous New Year to them in Dutch. My Dutch is extremely limited, so I flew with a Dutch first officer the other day, Marco, and I asked him if he could just put it down a bit of paper for me.
But Mike's worried he's been stitched up.
Yeah, I'm just hoping he hasn't given me something nasty to say to them. I'm sure he hasn't. I'm sure he hasn't.
In half an hour, they'll all find out. Back on the ground at Liverpool, it's proving hard to arrange Monica's cab.
Have you got the password? Hello? He said there isn't a password. Just 1 second. Hello? Is it 8513 the number? Okay, just 1 second. Hello? It's 8355. Is it going on the EasyJet account or the Aviation account? Just 1 second. Thomas? They said there's no account, you say. Do you want us to put it on the Aviation one for now? Just 1 second.
Just ask them to put it on the Reed one, then reimburse.
Hello? No, yeah, it's going on the EasyJet account. I'll send you on the way. Thanks for all your help.
Monica sets off across country. She's got less than 3 hours to cover 200 miles, and the weather's closing in.
Venga, feliz Navidad, eh? Gracias. Venga, hasta luego. What time is it now? 4 o'clock. Christmas Eve, will she make it?
What time? 6:45 is the flight.
It's 4 o'clock.
It takes about
4
hours
hours.
to get to London.
And she's going in a taxi. Supersonic in a taxi. It's a black cab. Yeah. Black cab, yeah. Chugging along. No way.
The Amsterdam flight is coming in to land at Liverpool. Captain Jameson will soon be home for Christmas. But first, he's doing his bit for Anglo-Dutch relations.
Dames en heren, dit is de kapitein. Ik wens u prettige kerstdagen en een gelukkige nieuwjaren. Bedankt. Tot ziens.
He was saying he wishes us a good Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Lovely.
How many times does he practice it? Once. Very good.
Hey guys, Merry Christmas.
Captain Jameson goes home to make the most of his short Christmas break. Luton Airport, 6:45 p.m. The last few flights are leaving on time before the airport shuts down till Boxing Day. Stefan Sriberg is on the last leg of a 5,000-mile journey from Zimbabwe to Holland, but he could be in trouble. The check-in for the final Amsterdam flight has closed. On the sales desk, Leslie Cassidy is his only hope.
Yes, sir.
Hi. I come from Holland. Hi. Nice to meet you.
On me.
I'm unbelievably desperate. 7:50, my plane. Sorry?
Is that correct? You've just missed your plane?
No, that's not what I want to hear. That's not what I want to hear. Hi. Is it left?
Well, I've just asked.
Please.
Calm down. And I've just rung my boss to see if I can get you and the other 2 passengers on. It's up to them upstairs, I'm afraid.
Help me.
Yeah, only small amount of luggage. 2 bags, 3 bags, about 4 bags, that's all. Not that, actually, 3.
Leslie asks her manager to plead with the airport ground crew.
Thanks, Graham. Thank you very much. The manager is going to try now with the dispatch and see, because they refused you first, so we're going to try again. You can't smoke in here, darling. I'm sorry.
The pressure's on for Stefan. And there's no let-up for Monica either, who's been racing down from Liverpool to catch her flight to Barcelona. Against the odds, she's made it to Luton. But the bad news is her flight's already boarding.
Hello, Leslie speaking.
And it's not looking good for Stefan either.
And the suitcase as well.
They can't do
it. He hasn't picked up.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Bye.
All right.
It's going on time, and I'm afraid we can't fit you on the flight.
Okay, try again.
I can't go any higher than the manager. I cannot go any higher than the manager. He's gone to the pilot. The pilot
because I had
actually
a
flies
delay
the plane.
of 3 hours from Johannesburg.
Yeah.
3 hours, and it's not my fault, you see. And a train delay. So it
hasn't been your best day.
No.
Let me talk to them again. I can always try.
With Stefan stranded, Leslie gives it one last go, asking for a message to be sent to the pilot.
Yeah, just beg, say Leslie on the sales desk, please, please, it's Christmas Day tomorrow. Is there any way we can get the last 3 passengers on? Please, please, darling, maybe, please. Thank you. If he says no, that will definitely be final.
On the apron, Monica's Barcelona flight is about to leave. But where is she? 6 hours after she first set off from Luton, she's back. Only this time, the flight's closed.
No! Don't film me!
But EasyJet have been expecting her. They've given her a personal escort to rush her straight through to the plane.
Boarding party passport, thank you.
Woo!
You're here, you're here.
I'm going to Barcelona!
It's a happy ending for Monica. But it may be a different story for Stefan.
Hi, Leslie speaking.
He's getting his answer from the ground crew.
Okay, I'm going to have a word with this. Yeah, they're a law. Dispatch are a law unto themselves when they've got last answer. They don't consider the fact is that we have got to face the passengers. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Sorry. Bye, love. No, I'm really sorry, sir. They said definitely not. No. We'll move you to Boxing Day, and that's all we can do to help the situation out. Okay?
Having travelled 5,000 miles from Africa, Stefan will be spending his Christmas in Luton Airport.
I'm just going to sleep here. And I'm going to have the most special Christmas day in my whole life. And nothing to say. I don't know. Nothing to say. Just sad.
Captain Mike Jameson was lucky. He wasn't called in and spent Christmas Day with his family. Pete Buckingham's mum did cook the duck, but saved him some leftovers. And just before midnight on Christmas Eve, Leslie finally made it home. Tonight on Airline, communication breakdown. There's a spelling test at the sales desk.
Just get a M-A-N-A-G-E-R. Do you know what that spells?
A French test for Tony Underwood.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Are you German? He's doing that, whatever that means.
And as excuses wear thin, a test of plain English.
You're waffling. You're just waffling.
You are.
Right,
You are
waffle.
plain
Waffle.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Liverpool, home to EasyJet's second UK base. It's the early hours of the morning, and the day's getting off to a difficult start for supervisor Leanne Chung.
We've got a lady travelling with a young baby who's 19 months old, and she hasn't got a car seat. It's an infant occupying seat. She hasn't got no car seat.
Children under 2 can't sit unattended unless they're in a baby seat.
The only thing that she can do is sit her on her knee, isn't she? She's got another infant with her, I think. Oh, she's got another infant with her.
You're looking at £67.30.
Yeah. She can't do that, can she?
£67.30, is it?
With the Geneva check-in soon to close, Leanne has to deliver the bad news.
I've spoken back to them and there's definitely no way. The seat that you've got in the car isn't sufficient.
But how am I going to get her to
It hasn't got a harness on it though.
How am I going to get her to Switzerland? The car seats are in Geneva. They're not in Britain, they're in Geneva. So how am I going to get this child to Geneva?
I understand what you're saying, but...
No, you don't understand what you're saying. You do not understand what we are saying at all. She can sit on the seat. It's my responsibility. My responsibility. If I want to take the responsibility for my child to go on that plane, I will. We haven't got a 5-harness car seat. It's in Geneva.
I know, I do understand what you're saying, but I'm only passing on the information is that you're unable to travel because you haven't got the sufficient equipment.
This can't be happening. This really can't be happening. We've got people who's our husbands have travelled for 24 hours.
In the positions of carriage.
Catherine Sutcliffe and Anne Simpson should be meeting their husbands in Geneva for a skiing holiday. But if they can't comply with the airline's safety regulations, they won't be allowed to fly.
I don't think she's going to be able to travel under the circumstances. The children just aren't old enough, basically, to sit in a seat on their own.
I'm just trying to remain calm, really. We've always got to get there, haven't we? I mean, I think it's just so inefficient. Daddy, don't know whether we're going to get to see Daddy.
Leanne's been faxed a copy of the safety regulations.
Well, it's no good faxing it to me now.
I know.
The only alternative to a car seat is for the children to travel sitting on an adult's lap. But with 3 children and only 2 adults, there just aren't enough laps to go around. There's only one thing for it.
We're just eyeing up potential people to hand this baby to. You look nice. Would you hold my baby for 2 hours, please?
The 2 mums need to find a passenger willing to hold one of the children during the flight. But it could be a messy business.
Who's been sick?
It's this one. Just projectile vomit.
With one of the children feeling ill, it's going to take a very brave volunteer. In Luton, former England rugby star Tony Underwood is also facing a testing day. He'll be making his first flight as a fully fledged EasyJet pilot.
Oh, I'm going to Zurich this morning, which geographically is you've got the Alps just close by, obviously, and some high ground also to the north of the airfield. But also air traffic control tend to keep you quite high until quite late on in the approach. And so it causes a few problems because you can get a bit fast on the approach, and anyone who flies a jet will tell you that's probably the worst thing you can do.
The Zurich run is a tough challenge, and it looks set to be an exciting first flight.
Exciting, yes, but you sort of, your job isn't to provide excitement for yourself on the line. It's to make it as safe and sort of comfortable as possible for the passengers. But the less excitement of that kind, the better, as it were, for them. But yeah, for us, you need that sort of rush, you need that adrenaline, you need that push to sort of keep going and keep improving yourself.
Tony heads off early to ensure he's in good time, something that not all passengers can manage.
The bus system that you have, or an arrangement with, never showed up twice. 9:13 and at 8:43 never showed up. We were there. Okay, that's what EasyJet has the agreement with for its passengers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gulfrey Clark has missed his flight and an important meeting in Zurich because the bus service recommended by EasyJet turned up late.
We just acted in good faith.
Yeah,
okay, and we have been placed in at a disadvantage.
You need to take this up with Greenlink.
No, not with Greenlink.
Yes, it is with Greenlink. That's where you paid your money to Greenlink.
Please get the general manager or the manager.
You want me to get a supervisor?
Just get a MANAGER. Do you know what that spells?
There's no need to take that attitude with me, or I won't get anybody. I can understand you're angry, but there's no need to speak to me like that.
Well, then you tone down and you act professional.
I am, sir.
Would you get the manager here, please?
Can you just let me explain, please?
Would you bring the manager here?
Can you just let me explain, please? Then I will get the manager.
The bus company gives discounts to EasyJet customers. So Mr. Clark wants EasyJet to refund the £5 bus fare, and he knows his rights.
This bus does not say EasyJet on the outside, so, but there is a fiduciary relationship existing between them, okay? We've incurred a hardship. We've been placed in a position of peril. We feel that we have incurred a detriment.
It's a legal minefield, so the airport duty manager, Graham Merriman, has been called in. He decides to hear the evidence in private.
Not to be filmed. Thanks. Hi. I'm Graham, duty manager. How are you?
It's a tricky case. The defence.
As far as I was concerned, we are two companies that act separately, but we have, as companies do, have an agreement to offer a discounted rate.
And the case for the prosecution.
Whether the bus has written on the outside of a green line or not, that bus acts as an agent of yours. There's an agency agreement by law that exists between the two.
Graham sets off to rebook Mr. Clark on the next Zurich flight, but there's no decision yet on the £5 refund. But in Liverpool, things are looking up for passenger Anne Simpson. She has some news for Leanne.
It's all right. I found a gentleman who'll hold her. I went up and I said, can you do me a big favour? And he said, what? I said, will you hold my baby on the flight? He said, will she be sick? I said, no. And he goes, will she be sick?
Anne's knight in shining armour is fellow passenger Chris White. He's agreed to carry baby Felicity during the trip to Geneva.
Well, it seems a bit extraordinary she wasn't told she wasn't allowed to bring the child in the first place. So, not a problem. I've got two anyway, so...
If somebody asked me, would I take a baby and sit them on my knee for a 2-hour flight, I wouldn't do that.
Well, I think she's already been sick, so I hope that's the last time.
I'm so really, really glad that they've got on and somebody's been helpful and they've been fortunate to have someone so nice on the aircraft who's taken the baby.
At Luton, Graham's ready to put an offer on the table. Because Mr. Clark missed his flight, the bus company have agreed to refund his £5 fare.
There's your 2 tickets there.
Okay, thank you.
Each Green Liner happy to refund because their bus service was 30 minutes late.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Was the bus service was 30
minutes late.
No. Okay. But it wasn't.
Okay.
It was not more than 30 minutes.
Okay. The bus that you were on, the bus that you actually ended up on was running 30 minutes late.
Oh, okay, but not that one. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
That is why they're happy to give you the refund.
Oh, okay.
All right.
But there's no compensation for Mr. Clark's peril or detriment.
In Britain, I guess that's about the best you're going to get unless you pursue a course of legal action, which could take you 2 or 3 years. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
While some are forced to fly for business, for others, it's a pleasure.
Who do you want to see?
10-year-old Stuart Campbell is fanatical about aircraft. So today, as a treat for his birthday, the whole family are off to Liverpool Airport to do some plane spotting.
I think that planes are really interesting because you'll be surprised how big they are, because when they're up in the sky they're really tiny, and when you see them on the ground they're huge, and it looks fun being a pilot in the cockpit.
Stuart has only flown once, and then he was just a baby. So today his parents have planned a surprise. They've secretly booked a flight to Barcelona.
It was a bit tricky last night. He had a phone call from somebody wanting him to play this afternoon. And he said, oh, we'll be back from the airport by then. And I said, maybe not.
Yeah, we might be a bit late.
Actually, we'll be in Barcelona.
Right, isn't it? The big one, you're right up close.
At 5 to 7, when you came here, you were never going to let us on that flight, were you?
Correct.
5,000 feet takes us all the way around the corner, and then after passing TR810, it's 4,000 feet, which is again reflected in the box.
In the skies over Switzerland, Tony Underwood is preparing for touchdown. He's first officer alongside Captain Lance Jordan, and it's the first time Tony's flown as a fully qualified EasyJet pilot.
Basically, let's say once people have qualified, they've been through the line training, at the end of that process, they're as good as the next guy. So it's no different flying with Tony as it is to flying with anybody else.
Tony and Lance are heading for Zurich. It's one of the most scenic approaches on the schedule.
What kind of office place is this, eh? You got a view like this.
But Zurich's mountainous approach makes it one of the toughest landings in Europe. Tony will have his work cut out. Back in Luton, a group of passengers have found themselves grounded.
We managed to get to the Malaga sign here for the airport, Malaga flight, which we were queuing at. And when we got there, the chap there says, well, no, it's shut. I'm just a worker here.
The passengers are certain the Malaga check-in closed early. But now, with the flight delayed, they want a supervisor to tell them they can still board.
All the time we're waiting for someone to come here and try and get us on. If someone turns up in 20 minutes' time, that's no good to us, is it? Because then they're quite rightly safe. You've missed it. If they were here right now, they could get us on.
Cue duty manager Graham Merriman again.
And the flight is also delayed to 528, we know that as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it will be. There's no denying that the flight is late. If you want to give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to try and find the floor walker who's present, and I shall come back to you. My name is Graham, I'm the duty manager.
Right. By the time you deal with it,
yeah, that's right. We'll be taking up.
The passengers need an answer fast. But first, Graham has some inquiries to make.
Give me 2 seconds and I'll be back to you. All right? Thanks.
The plane could leave at any moment, regardless of whether or not Graham's finished his inquiries.
You know, and if he turns up in another 10 minutes and says, you know, it's too late, well, not that I can argue with that. The fact that we've been standing here for 35, 40 minutes, he could have put us on, we could have been on it by now.
Tony and Lance are about to begin the descent into Zurich. But because of freezing fog, Tony won't be able to land the plane. Lance has decided on an automatic touchdown.
Okay, start switches. On. Recall.
Check.
Speed brake.
Arm, green light.
Landing gear.
Down 3 greens.
That's down the flaps.
Pilots want as much experience as possible of manual landings, and so only about 2% are automatic. But today, visibility is so bad, it's the only option. A perfect landing. But with 5 miles of runway and 24 boarding gates, there's another problem to deal with.
So it's not this bit.
Turn left here, actually. It's not the first one down there, it's the second one on the left there, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, just we got the thing wrong. Okay, not down
here.
here.
Got you. Okay, just down there.
Even in a Boeing 737, it can be difficult to find a parking space.
It's the hardest part of flying.
Yeah, especially here when you're unfamiliar with it. Fasten belts off.
There's still time for Lance to give Tony one more challenge.
Chocks in, you might give it down.
He's doing that, whatever that means.
With French, German and English to choose from, it's time for Tony to test his language skills.
Yes, sir. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Are you German? Allemagne?
Is that chocks in, you might give it down?
I don't know what he's talking about. He doesn't speak English either.
No. It's not that, not ground
no, it was just...
It's not chocks.
What were you saying? You're saying this?
Chocks.
Parking brake? Fuel? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Do we want any fuel and don't need
we
fuel?
do.
Oh,
Yeah,
we do.
what do we need? Should we go for 7-2?
7-2. You like that? Same in any language.
Liverpool Airport.
Just shout if you see Stuart.
And the Campbell's bags are being secretly checked in.
Feel the heat.
Stuart still has no idea he's going to fly in his favourite plane, a Boeing 737.
size of it. They're big when you're right up close. All these lucky people.
At last, purser Tim Brown lets Stuart in on his surprise.
You know, we're a few passengers down. Fancy coming to Barcelona with us?
Yes, please.
Well, come on then. Come on then. Follow on. On you go. Quick, quick, quick. The luggage is on board.
My name is Kit.
We'll do it through choices time.
But at Luton, Kit Hesketh-Harvey, a singer-songwriter, is finding it harder to get away.
Son of a house is called Christopher. He's known as Kit. Apparently, if I were called Dave short for David, then it would be fine, or Sue short for Susan. But Kit is apparently not short for Christopher at Luton.
Checking in is normally straightforward, but Kit has had to rebook. He's Kit on his reservation, but Christopher in his passport.
I got to the front of the queue, and she said, I'm sorry, Kit is not short for Christopher. And then I said, but it is, and she said, in which country? So, hey, there you go. Don't have a nickname.
It's been a day of disasters. Kit's due to perform at a lavish party in Monaco, but he's missed his flight.
I've gotta get to the Riviera where I'm singing as a private party. But I woke up this morning with my face like a hamster, so I dashed to my dentist, sort of rattled on his door, and he came out in his nightgown and whipped my tooth out. And I thought, I'll just make it to Luton in time. And I love EasyJet, because normally they're so accommodating, but they closed the gate 5 minutes before I got there, and I said, please, I've only got hand luggage. And they said, no, you're on the next flight. And so there's orchestras and choruses and lights and fountains all waiting for me on stage in Monaco.
But just taking off from Liverpool, Stuart is well on his way.
Acceleration is a bit faster than my car.
Yeah. Oh. Feels like you're on the Nemesis.
Yeah. What will they say? V1?
Yep. Rotate.
Rotate.
Oh, whoa. Gear up.
Gear up, please.
So what do you think?
Yeah.
Has it been real?
Yeah.
Everything you expected?
Big surprise.
A big surprise?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's been a great day, and Stuart's already planning his next trip.
So where do you want to fly to next?
Australia.
Australia?
Yeah.
EasyJet, don't go to Australia, Stuart.
British Airways still.
But still on the ground, the Malaga passengers are no nearer to finding out if they'll be on their flight. They're getting desperate, and they want an answer from Graham.
We've been here 35 minutes now.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. The gentleman who I was just speaking to, his name is Neil, and he closed the Malaga flight.
Yeah.
And when he closed the Malaga flight, there was no one at his desk to accept. I'm just asking you a question.
Rubbish.
Right.
Sorry.
Would there be a reason why you would say that?
Never said, is anybody else from Malaga before you went up?
Thank you very much. I should be able to talk to this young lady here. Hello.
Graham still wants more time to investigate the mix-up at check-in. But the flight is due to leave, and patience is beginning to wear thin. Over in the departure lounge, Kit's also battling against time. He's not winning either.
They said my hand luggage was a kilogram heavier than hand luggage should be, so I've got to wait at Nice for my luggage on the carousel thing. So that's going to make me another 25 minutes later, and jewellery is going to rattle and crowned heads will roll. But, hey, that's showbiz.
We are not accepting any more passengers for the Malaga flight.
Since the moment you got here, you were never going to let us on the flight. Why didn't you own that? Why didn't you be honest and say we were? Why didn't you be honest and say we were never going to get on that flight since you arrived here at 5 to 7? Is that correct or not?
Didn't arrive here at
Don't
5 to
walk
7,
round
so
it.
I'm not walking around it.
Don't walk round it. At 5 to 7, when you came here, you were never going to let us on that flight, were you?
Correct.
Well, why didn't you tell us that?
Because I needed to speak to my
Why?
staff.
Why?
What did you?
Why?
I needed
Why?
to speak to my staff to find out ascertain what happened here at check-in.
Why?
On board the aircraft, we have to. There are certain restrictions that we have, whether it's to do with the weather, to do with fuel, to do with the dispatch of the aircraft.
What is the reason?
You're
waffling. You're just waffling.
You are.
Right,
You
waffle.
Waffle. You were in the paper the other day about crap service
Madam,
to customers.
all I'm trying to do is a situation here, whether I'm doing it right or whether I'm doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
Right.
You are doing it very wrong.
Okay, you asked me the question.
Want to be in the Independent and the Guardian tomorrow?
To deal with situations when they arise, make an instant decision and not go waffling around until it's too late.
The instant decision shows me not to accept you. That was the instant decision.
You were here at 5 to 7.
That was
It's taken you 35 minutes to tell me.
Like you said to the gentleman.
All the passengers can do now is transfer to tomorrow morning's flight. But while they've been waiting, the flight's been filling up.
No.
Quickly interrupt. It's very
sure.
We've only got 3 seats available on the next Malaga flight.
Okay.
This time, Graham's going to have to move fast to make sure they won't miss another flight. He'll have to book them in and hope that some passengers don't turn up tomorrow.
They're pretty mad at me at my lack of customer service skills from their point of view and pretty much mad at EasyJet. So they're going to get themselves retransferred onto the Malaga flight, which will fill that flight up tomorrow.
But this time, he's confident nothing will go wrong.
Yeah, they'll be on tomorrow morning's flight, yeah.
On board Airline tonight, a rift in the European community.
It's a valid payment.
Is it? Don't bang your hand on the desk.
I want to see a director.
Yes.
Chaos with the computers. And a special inspection at check-in.
Who's got a small instrument that they can play with while I'm checking you in? Musical,
I've got a
of course.
small one.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Every day at Luton Airport, more than 100 EasyJet passengers turn up late for their flights. And they all seem to come armed with a plausible excuse. Sometimes it's tough for the staff to sort out the truth from the fiction.
Please, I just had a car crash in London, that's why I'm late. I've got this wedding reception to get to.
Just be aware, you might not get onto this flight.
Would I be able to get on another one?
A car crash and a wedding reception. Katrina is intrigued by James Carroll's excuse.
What time's the reception start?
It's about 5-ish or something. So this flight would have got in perfectly. I'm meeting my girlfriend there. She's flown in from Italy to see me. So, just couldn't be worse. I have 3 hours to get here. Pardon?
You're going to a wedding.
Yeah.
Reception. I can.
Delayed 35 minutes.
Driver?
Delayed 35 minutes.
35 minutes.
Is it?
Thank God for that.
The 35 minutes delay to the Edinburgh flight has saved James's day. But the sales desk are in two minds about his story.
You didn't believe him, did you?
No.
Wedding reception.
I want to see if because he changed his story, I want to see if he was lying, see if he'd admitted. That's all.
We get lazy for lying. It's really a shame because when those that are genuine, you don't know if to believe them or not. We must get about 6 people a day say they're going to miss a funeral. And we do it, don't we? We get it a lot, especially...
Most days.
Yeah, especially on a weekend.
200 miles away in Liverpool, the afternoon flight to Nice is about to close. And college lecturer Laurent Monte is having a problem paying for his ticket.
Okay, I'm a professor, you know, in French. I must go in Paris for a judiciary affair, okay? I must go by Nice. There's no problem with this.
Yeah, but we need a card to go with it.
You can go and cash your cheque at Thomas Cook and then pay us in cash.
It'll open at Palmer. The plane.
Yeah, the plane's leaving in 20 minutes.
It'll open
It's
at
about to
20
close.
past 2. Change.
Yeah.
Monsieur Monte needs to get to Paris to give evidence in a murder trial. But first he must persuade somebody to cash his cheque.
Excuse me, I'm very, very angry. Okay? No, I'm angry. I paid my hotel with that. I paid my books with that, and I want, you know, to pay me money with that.
You can't here. He gave us a chequebook and he had no guarantee card to cover for it. As well as that, the cheque was in French francs. We can only take cheques that are in sterling.
And with time running out, the frustration is starting to build.
You know, I want to see your director, responsible person, you know. I want now. No, what now?
To be honest with you, I don't think anywhere's going to be able to do it for him because it's in French francs.
No, I want now. I want to go now, you know. It's possible. I know it's possible now.
Monsieur Monte is now too late for the Nice flight. So sales desk agent Joanne Johnson has offered him a seat for the following day. But still there's the problem of how to pay.
Right. Okay, just wanted to confirm it with you anyway. All right. Okay, bye-bye. No, we most definitely can't take it without a cheque guarantee card.
I can't understand why.
I've explained to you why.
It's a valid payment.
Is it? Don't bang your hand on the desk.
I want to see your director. I want to see your director.
Life at the check-in is not for the faint-hearted, but there are plenty of people brave enough to volunteer. In fact, some will sacrifice anything to work at the airport. Even football. James Yen's passion is playing in his local Sunday league, but tomorrow he has an interview with EasyJet.
So many different people you're going to meet there. It's going to be great. And the challenges with customers coming up to you face to face, asking you what you're doing, where's my plane and things like that. It'll be like, no problem. Hopefully I'll just be able to take it all on board and just push myself right up the ladder, hopefully.
Although it will mean giving up his favourite sport, he's desperate to join the check-in team.
But if I don't get it, I'll just keep on trying again. You know, from what I hear, that's the airport's where I want to be.
But the competition will be tough. Up against James is Natalia Byrne, just arrived from Northern Ireland. With her impressive CV, it looks like she's got the edge on her rival.
It is very, very important to me personally because I've been now studying leisure for several years and have various qualifications, and I think that the tourism industry would definitely suit my personality traits. I've been reading up on different things about EasyJet. I've been trying to get into my head what to actually say and things like that, so hopefully I'm the right person. I want the job. I'm qualified, so it's more or less up to them.
Working at the airport may be a dream job for Natalia and James, but it won't all be plain sailing.
Yeah, there was a plane police.
At the Liverpool sales desk, Monsieur Monte has reached boiling point. They still won't accept his cheque.
Can we have security at our desk, please? So from the minute you come to this desk, you're throwing things at me, so I'm unwilling to help you anymore. So I've got security down to remove you. If you told you, if you want to get the information desk to give you the number for Manchester Airport, that's all I can do for you.
Doing all right. Okay, so I understand the point of view, you know, I understand.
Okay. Now even the security men manage to get roped into the discussion.
Why could you do an exception for a check? Because there is a money on the check.
What it is, it's not an international bureau. Where that desk over there, it's not international. It's not an international exchange. That's why they can't exchange it. But if you step to one side, we'll try and sort something out for you. Okay.
There's only so much you can take. What are you getting? We've tried to help him from the minute he come to this desk. And I explained to him from the minute I walked over to Thomas Cook, I explained to him that he wasn't going to get on this flight today. And I don't know how many times I said it to him. Although we carried on the phone, I told him to get the credit card number, he wasn't happy with that. So he threw the book at me. So I threw the book at him and I'm not going to help him anymore.
Monsieur Monte has finally had to accept defeat, and the Paris court will have to wait for their witness. From departures to arrivals, the Rothwell Temperance Brass Band have turned up at Luton to fly out to an international competition.
Are you a band?
We're a brass band, yes.
Oh, fantastic. How long are you going out for?
Just for the weekend, we're going to Switzerland.
Cool. Excellent.
So we asked for you especially, actually.
Did you? Does that mean you're going to play me some music then while I check you in?
Ever ready to liven up check-in, Jane Bolton persuades the band to give an impromptu performance.
Who's got a small instrument that they can play with while I'm checking you in? Musical,
I've got a
of course.
small one.
Oh, dear.
The group are competing against 12 other nations to see who will walk away with the trophy for the top brass band in Europe.
Excellent. Very nice.
Thank you.
If you play like that on the night, you do very well, Mr. Expert.
The competition is being held in Switzerland, a destination where EasyJet are spreading their wings. Geneva Airport, in true Swiss fashion, a model of planning and efficiency. But tomorrow, EasyJet are taking over. The man under pressure will be Luton manager Alan Derbyshire. His job is to oversee the operation as his team take control of EasyJet check-ins from local handling agents.
First passengers should come through the doors, and then we'll just take it from there, and we will ring it.
The airline have employed 35 new local staff to take over the checking in of passengers, and Tony Boswell is one of 10 British advisors helping out.
Now I'm nervous. I wasn't yesterday, now I am, but I think it'll be all right. As long as they know what they're doing, I know what I'm doing here, and it should be fine.
But some of the newly recruited Swiss staff don't quite know what to expect.
Between excited and scared, because we don't know what we are going to do. We have no idea. We're just ready for the information.
After the break, what happens when you can't drive, you can't walk, and now you're told you can't fly?
Tell her to come down and tell me to me face I've got to wait.
And James has his interview, but will he get the job?
I've got a concern about his football. I know he says it won't be a problem, but I know how committed they are, and we've been up against it before.
It's 6 a.m. in Geneva, and EasyJet are about to take over the running of their check-ins. But already things aren't going according to plan. Supervisor Elaine McMenamin has discovered a problem with the computers.
All the agents, they've got all their individual passwords, and they should work, but for some reason they're not. So we're just trying to find out why they're not working. We've got a few passengers, but not very many. Obviously, it's always like this at the beginning. But we're used to these hiccups. I'm sure we'll get it fixed.
But most of the computers are now down, and the passengers must be checked in manually.
Geneva Luton 901, yeah?
This is Geneva Luton. You did Geneva Luton.
For the passengers, it may not look as if there's a crisis. For the staff, though, the stress is taking its toll. But Alan is still managing to put on a brave face.
As we expected, the usual glitches. We're still trying to get into some of the check-in desks. The codes have been a bit temperamental, but we've got a limited number of passengers, so we'll get through this first hour or so without any problem.
This is completely wrong.
But Alan has spoken too soon. With no computers, the inevitable mix-up happens. There's been a miscount of passengers by new assistant Muriel Lathian on the Luton check-in. The pressure is proving too much. With manual check-ins and the danger of more mistakes, the managers must tighten up organisation on the desks.
Cannot have 3 desks open because the boarding cards go in sequence, and they're not going in sequence. We've got a handful of boarding cards over. Someone's got, I don't know what the boarding cards they've got. We've checked it all in, the flight's gone, but we're going to have to sort something out about excess baggage and not asking the questions. It's just teething trouble, so we're going to have to get this sorted out now. I need to speak to the girls.
At Luton Airport, the day is not going any more smoothly for check-in agent Helen Skeggs. She's dealing with a combination of late passengers, delayed flights, and bad tempers.
plane's still here. Why can't you put me on it?
Because there's a such thing called a load sheet. We have fuel figures, we have male, females, and if we just get 1 or 2 passengers on, it makes a hell of a difference. It means changing the fuel, it means changing a lot, and then it will delay a flight. So
You've left me with that. I've got nothing. I've got nothing with me.
I understand what you're saying, but...
Michael Fitzgerald is angry. Not only is he recovering from a motorbike crash, but a delay on his plane from Scotland means he's missed his connection on the last flight to Liverpool.
We delayed your flight, didn't we?
Yeah, you delayed it, yeah.
Obviously, I can apologise for that, but I can get you on tomorrow, and that's all I can do, sir.
The flight was late coming in to Inverness, so I've missed the connection. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got nothing with me.
And he's not the only one who's been stranded.
I have, yeah.
They say it's closed. I mean, I've got 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah, between here half an hour before.
Yeah, well, if it takes 3 hours to get, from the bloody London up to Luton.
Yeah.
It's basically a false economy, isn't it? EasyJet, you pay like cheap flight.
Not at all. It's easy.
It's poor. I mean, you've got 20 minutes. It's just down the road, and you're not.
Sir, I understand you're angry, but you need to be here half an hour before. It's not as easy as just getting on the bus.
I left London at 5 o'clock.
I can't help what time you leave home to get here, sir.
No, well, it's an experience I won't be repeating.
For businessman Michael Peschner, everything seems to have gone wrong today.
I left London at 5 o'clock. Trying to get to King's Cross. King's Cross is closed. OK, that's not your fault. You have to find an alternative route to King's Cross, and then you have to wait for the train. There's just no easy connection. Plus it costs, 10 quid just getting here each way. It's not a cheap way to travel around. Plus my time is not worth, the extra 20 quid, 40 quid saving.
Meanwhile, in a nearby hotel, EasyJet are holding their job interviews. Dozens of original applicants have been whittled down to 14. They're chasing just a handful of passenger service posts. It's a tough selection process, and Natalia has come armed with plenty to say.
I was working actually in the post office in the morning. I was a manager of a gym, and I was doing a postgrad, and I was teaching 12 hours as well through the week, and I had lesson plans, and I had an essay to do. And I also had a social life, and this was all in 1 week, well, continuously.
And there's
so
more.
much to do, and I succeeded, passed everything successfully, got loads of friends out of it, had loads of good times, got all my work done, got money as well and experience, and I felt like, I achieved so much. Yeah.
She was brilliant.
Good, isn't she?
Very good, yeah. She's definitely going to be moving onwards and upwards very quickly.
Very friendly, they put me at ease, felt very relaxed.
Once she gets to know the airline industry, I think she will be.
Yeah.
Definitely management. Yeah, she'll be very good. Excellent candidate. She's a definite yes.
There's no doubt about it. Natalia has got the job. James, meanwhile, has it all left to prove. And at the airport, Helen's still under fire.
Where did you want to go? Sorry,
I want to go to Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
For which I had 20 minutes time, but this has been reduced.
I understand, but you have to be here half an hour.
Well, I'd like to have been here. I thought by, setting off from central London at 5 o'clock, I would have had ample time to get here. But obviously not.
What was it, delays in trains or something?
Well, there's a tube and then the train doesn't get there. There's not a train every 10 minutes like going to Heathrow.
Yeah.
There's no Luton Express. Well, I haven't seen one.
Luton Express from London. If King's Cross, it goes straight to Luton. Obviously, I can't...
I'm comparing with Heathrow.
Right, OK.
Is there any way to get me onto the flight?
I will try for you, but they've said no, but obviously I'll ask again, but I don't think
I have no luggage to check in. I just have to physically go there.
That luggage doesn't make a difference, but I'll see what I can do, OK?
Back at the interviews, it's James's turn for the hot seat. And how long can he hold out before turning the conversation towards football?
When you look back over the past years, either at work or in your personal life, are you generally satisfied with what you've achieved?
Greatest achievement. That would be, not work-related, it would be something that I do a weekend, so I play a lot of sport, especially football. Football, obviously, is a course of a long season. It takes about 10 months of my life, every weekend. I've never had a lion for a long time. I don't know what a lion's are like these days, but obviously playing in sport and football, especially football, is a team environment. And it's not just an individual thing of 11 people on the field, and you have to play for each other. And over the course of the year, I was awarded at the end of the season Manager's Player of the Year. I was very surprised to get it, but when I did get it, I looked back and I thought, yeah, I've done well. I put my heart and soul into it. And other players that I played with come over and said, excellent, we thought you were the best man over the course of the 10 months or whatever it is. So that's my great achievement to what I think. So. I'm confident, but I might have to ask the audience, but I'm confident. But fingers crossed, I've had good vibes so from the teamwork, and it seems to come across well with the interviewees, so hopefully I think I'll be all right.
But James has scored an own goal. His football trophies have not impressed the panel as much as he thinks.
I've got a concern about his football. I know he says it won't be a problem, but I know how committed they are, and we've been up against it before.
I love football bits, and if I have to give it, I have to give up. Something has to give. So you want to progress, you've got to make sacrifices, and that has to be my sacrifice, so there you go.
When I asked him his greatest achievement, he was so full of his trophy and that he'd achieved it, he gave it his all, and now he's, in the next breath, I'll give that up. I don't think so.
I told the lads, I'll give it up.
Yeah.
So while the panel have no doubts about Natalia, the jury is still out on James. In Geneva, they're still battling with the computer system. They desperately need to get it running in time for the next flight. At last, Elaine McMenamin's cracked the passwords. Now, hopefully, it will be business as usual. 1 hour later, and normality has returned to Geneva Airport. To Alan's relief, the check-ins are now running smoothly, and the early flights have taken off with only slight delays.
Thank you very much. You've all done an excellent job. OK, for the first flights, excellent. With all the problems that we had, we couldn't have asked for any more. So please, thank you.
Thank you.
For Muriel, all's well that ends well.
I was nervous, that's why, I don't know, you see, I cried after the first half an hour. So, but now I'm feeling okay. And I just made checking for Barcelona, and it was great. Everybody was so nice.
Back in Luton, Helen has delivered some bad news to Amsterdam passenger Michael Peschner. The flight has left without him.
When is the next flight?
It's tomorrow.
Right, so you're going to put me up? No.
You need to be here on time. Whether you have to leave at 2, 3,
yeah.
You need to be here on time.
So it's not a cheap
right?
flight, though, is my point.
Of course it's a cheap flight. It's a cheap flight if you make it. If you don't make it, that's not our fault.
If you see my time,
now,
that I would have to leave earlier,
right.
is worth more than the savings on another.
Well, then obviously, if you're not,
it's obviously. I mean, it's an experience I won't be repeating. It's the first time I'm flying EasyJet, and I certainly won't.
Okay, that's not a problem. Now, do you want to get transferred for your charge or not for tomorrow?
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
but even tomorrow's flight is filling up fast.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Right.
In the morning.
Is there room on that one, Willie?
On the 6 o'clock one, yeah.
Yeah, there's room on that one, so we can transfer onto that. Okay.
What, 6 o'clock in the morning? Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Why have you got my name?
No, I'm afraid you will have to join this queue. Sorry about that, sir. If he's late, he's late. There's nothing I could do about that. So people like that, like I say, I do what I can, but I won't go all my way like the man who generally couldn't do nothing for himself on crutches. All right then. Okay, cheers, babe. Bye.
Helen is determined that Michael shouldn't have to sit in Luton for the next 12 hours.
They said, no, we would have to transfer you and everything. I said, please. He said, no, he can't do nothing. He can't do anything on his own. So a bigger boss is in at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to have to hold tight for another 10 minutes or so. All right? I said you can't go on your own nowhere.
Tell her to come down and tell me to me face I've got to wait. I don't want to lose my temper with you.
Is there any possible way that we could refund his ticket so he could get a taxi home? Or even put up accommodation, anything for him, because he's got Liverpool.
She's okay. Obviously, that's why you don't kick off, isn't it? People like her.
Can I give him a refund? Because obviously we, you know. We'll put you in a hotel, we'll get you a taxi to the hotel, and on the first flight tomorrow.
Are they going to pay for all that?
We're going to pay for that.
And they'll get me back here in time, in the morning.
Of course we will.
Right.
Pick up myself.
James Carroll really did have a wedding to go to, and he says he's got the snaps to prove it. The Rothwell Temperance Brass Band impressed the judges in Switzerland and won the international trophy.
Thank you.
And despite all the doubts, James got the job as a passenger service agent.
Excellent. Brilliant.
Tonight on Airline, will it be the deal of a lifetime for EasyJet owner Stelios?
I don't think I've felt this nervous. Probably 2 times in my career I felt this nervous.
Jetting off to the sun with a soap star.
Just don't show them my passport photograph.
And for one passenger, can it possibly get any worse?
I got robbed in Spain last week and I've got no money and I've got a job interview. Please help me.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
5 years ago, EasyJet went into operation with just 2 planes. Today, with 19 jets and a staff of 1,400, the company has just carried its 10 millionth passenger. Inevitably, not all of them get a smooth ride. Liverpool is EasyJet's second biggest base. It's early afternoon, and passenger service agent Craig Mills is facing a tense situation.
Mate, honestly, I've got to be on this flight. If I don't get on this flight, I'll be spewing.
Carla Middleton is late for the Nice check-in because of heavy traffic. She needs to get to a job interview in the south of France, and Craig is ringing through to dispatch, who will decide if she can go.
The flight goes in 15 minutes. What a day.
Okay, they can't accept you onto the flight.
I have to go.
Can't, I'm afraid.
I have to go, mate. I have to go. I have to go. I've been travelling since 10 to 8 this morning. I have to go.
You can't let you. I'm afraid they've actually boarded the flight.
I've come all this way from Newcastle, mate, and I've got a job interview. I have to go. Please help me.
Can't. There's nothing I can do.
Give me the phone. I want to speak to them right now. Give me the
But
phone.
they're not going to speak to you.
Mate, I have to go. What can you do then? Please, it's got 15 minutes.
But with the passengers already boarding, that may not be enough time. Down at Luton, the airline staff have also seen their fair share of angry passengers. However, today it's a famous TV face that's causing the stir at check-in. For the soap fans amongst the passengers, it's time to get the cameras out.
Don't go blushing on me now. Come here. Come here.
Coronation Street's Liz McDonald, Beverly Callard in real life, is on her way home to Spain.
I first went to Marbella 12 years ago, and I knew then I wanted to live there. I love Spain, and for me it's fantastic because you literally, if you want Blackpool or whatever, you can find it there. But if you want fantastic shops, especially shoe shops, they're there. Escaping to the mountains, it's there. 2 minutes from the beach. Restaurants, and also everything is just so much cheaper.
Sign it.
Oh my God, I'll never work again!
In the skies above Luton, Captain Mike Jameson has just heard he'll be picking up Beverly for the flight down to Malaga.
It's a nice feeling, actually, carrying somebody famous. You can see them, actually, as you, certainly in Luton and Liverpool, obviously, as they get on the walk past the side of the aircraft, and it's nice to recognise a face there.
In the Jameson household, Beverly's a familiar figure.
She's actually produced a fitness video, a copy of which we have at home. It's too strenuous for me, but my wife has played it a couple of times. About the only bit of exercise I get is putting the video back in the box.
There's another special passenger on board a flight from Glasgow to Luton. It's EasyJet boss Stelios, and alongside him, his right-hand man, Chief Executive Ray Webster. Stelios is on the way to the most important meeting of his career. Tomorrow morning, he's selling off the company he started 5 years ago by floating EasyJet on the stock market.
It's nerve-wracking. I don't think I've felt this nervous. Probably 2 times in my career I felt this nervous. When I was starting the company on the first flight, and when we signed the first order for the brand new aircraft.
There's a huge pile of documents that we've got to get through tonight. We have a board meeting tonight. We have to sign off on what's called the allocations and pricing. So it's going to be a long night.
I believe it's part of growing up. I've always wanted to take this company public. I believe that there comes a point when the company is too big for basically one person or one family to keep financing. And you can only do that if the company is listed on the stock exchange.
Back at Liverpool, Carla's still not happy with Craig and the decision from dispatch.
We can transfer you onto the flight tomorrow.
I can't, I've got nowhere to stay. I got robbed in Spain last week and I've got no money and I've got a job interview. Please help me. I'm not joking, guys. Give me the phone.
I can't. They won't speak.
Please.
They'll only tell you what they've told me.
Where are they? Give me my passport. Where are they?
That's your passport.
Where are they?
They're over the other side. You won't be able to get over there anyway.
I can't sleep in the airport for 24 hours, please.
I'm afraid.
I've got nowhere to stay. No, you don't understand it. You're from this country. I don't even have relatives or anyone here.
You're going to speak to me like that, won't talk to
But
me.
it's not fair. You didn't even try for me.
You feel sorry for them to a certain extent, but when they start swearing at you, and that's when you just think, if that's what they're going to be like, then get it, like, you know what I mean?
The only option left for Carla is to fly to Nice tomorrow. The company's main offices in Luton are where people like Craig are trained. Today sees the beginning of the road for a new batch of recruits. They're embarking on an intense 3-week course in the hope they'll qualify as passenger service agents. Trainee Natalia Byrne shone in her job interview, and she's been earmarked as a potential star.
I'll be looking forward to getting into the training or whatever and, you know, find out what we have to do and that. I'm a bit nervous, actually.
Also keen to make a good impression is James Yend.
I've been thinking about it a lot since I left my other job, and just hope it all goes well. First day and all that, so just looking forward to it.
My name's Natalie, and I'm the People Development Manager at EasyJet. And one of my...
To succeed on the course, the trainees must adopt the company mentality.
So when you're brought along to be interviewed by EasyJet, we're also thinking, are they orange? Are they the right person to come and work for EasyJet? So now I'm going to show you the definition of what orange is. So you'll either sit here and think, oh, better get my coat, or hopefully you'll be sitting here thinking, brilliant, I'm in the right place and I can't wait.
Becoming orange is not easy, and not everyone will make the grade.
I'm prepared. I don't normally get autographs, but can you do it for Karen, my housemate?
Jane Bolton has worked at Luton for 3 years and has all the orange credentials. She and the airline staff are giving soap star Beverly Callard their full attention.
I don't know her real name, so she's from Coronation Street. Liz McDonald, is it?
I was watching her when she was like in the prison with Jim, and when she was like declaring how much she felt for him, I thought it was I really felt that she was meaning it. I thought it was really good.
I'm more of an EastEnders fan than Coronation Street.
Ooh, lovely picture.
Just don't show them my passport photograph.
You've got one alpha right in the corner by the window, so.
And of course, Jane Bolton, the biggest soap fan in the airport, has made sure she's the one to get Beverly onto the plane.
I'm going to get a part on Coronation Street.
No, customer receives that. So we need, the handing agent will issue the tokens, so this one goes
Back on the training course, they're testing teamwork by asking new recruits to build a wall made of company promises.
No.
The way the group help and support each other is assessed by trainer Joe Brain.
Basically, this customer service promise, this is what we guarantee the passengers if there is delays. And what will happen is we're trying to get them to learn it by building it first. So the process is, as a team, can they work together to actually build the wall?
These are the top ones.
Each trainee is being watched to see how they interact with each other. But Natalia seems to have taken a back seat.
Hang on. Hey. Is it going to fall?
The wall is finally built, but it's taken the full half hour. James and Natalia have different views about how the group have performed.
It didn't go as well as what it should have done, because everyone just piled in, and it was like, well, we should have sat back, assessed it, what we needed to do, made a plan, then do it, then review it, and if it was all a bit wrong, then change it all again, but it went a bit, well, completely wrong, really, but at the end of the day, we sorted out in the end.
I personally felt that it went really good, but some of the other members were a bit nervous or whatever through the feedback. That they were saying that they were a bit nervous of the group activity, but I found it quite good, yeah.
But with the exercises about to become more demanding, Natalia may need to get more involved in the activities to survive the course. It's 7 p.m. in Luton, and Stelios is waiting for the car that will whisk him off to a top-secret meeting with his bankers. By the close of play tonight, they will have finalised the all-important price at which the airline shares will be offered to investors for the first time tomorrow morning.
I'll take the front seat, yeah.
With the pressure mounting, it's going to be a long night for Stelios. After the break, unhappy passengers, the role play...
Don't take the piss out of me!
...and the reality.
She explained to your wife...
I'm just very angry. I just don't want to hear it. You know, you can't help me, OK?
UBS Warburg, one of the biggest banks in the city. It's now 3:15 in the morning. In the foyer, it may seem that the cleaners are the only ones working. But upstairs in one of the boardrooms, Stelios has been locked in a meeting with his bankers. After 7 hours, they've set the crucial price at which EasyJet shares will be announced to the stock market.
So far, so good. But, you know, really this is the beginning of a process. It doesn't matter what we've done up to now. The market will now decide what the company is worth. So it will be very interesting to see tomorrow morning whether it goes up or down. And that's what I'll be here to find out in the morning.
The price has to remain top secret till then. Stelios heads to his hotel for some precious sleep, but he knows he's got to be back at the bank in 4 hours' time. In Luton, the early morning rush is in full swing.
I've been told by the AA for the 7:40 flight.
Yeah.
I've just come off Edinburgh.
Right, OK.
Businessman Chris Keedy is a little flustered. He's just missed the check-in for Edinburgh after his car broke down on the way to the airport. Because of his circumstances, he wants to be treated as a special case.
I'm told it's closed. I hope it's not.
Throughout his journey to Luton, Chris's wife has kept the airport informed of his progress by mobile phone.
Yep. Yeah, but they're apparently closed the flight, and I was just out.
Hi, who's that?
They said they.
Hi, Mary.
I
it's
know.
Dion.
They said they keep it open.
Will you accept an LMC on the Edinburgh, please?
It was 7:21 when my wife was speaking to one of your colleagues, and I've rang 3 times.
Doesn't matter whether your wife is speaking to us or not, sir. OK, thanks, Mary.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
No, you can't get on that flight now, I'm afraid. We'll have to put you on the 10:50.
Isn't that wonderful service, Joan? It's absolutely crap service. I mean, it's absurd. It really is absurd.
Right. The only option you have is
You
to
didn't
go on
tell
the
your
next one.
colleague. You know, you didn't tell your colleague I was broken down on the M1 for an hour.
It doesn't matter.
No, I couldn't.
I'm
No, of course
afraid.
it doesn't matter.
No, if
No.
that flight's boarded, then you can't get on it.
Yeah.
Right, so the next one you can get is at 10:50.
Who's your service director? Who's your service director?
We don't have a service director.
OK, well, where's Stelios then?
At the bank, they're asking the same question. Where is Stelios? He's supposed to be attending a last-minute power breakfast to discuss the airline's share flotation in half an hour's time. And EasyJet board member Amir Airline is getting anxious.
It's a very symbolic event of the company going public for the first time, so that's why it would be nice for him to be here.
Even the dealers who will be trading for the company have dressed up specially for the day.
You almost look like you work at McDonald's.
But in fact, on one of the most important days in the company's history, Stelios remains tucked up in bed at his nearby hotel. He's overslept. His hectic schedule has finally caught up with him. Back at the bank, they've just heard the news.
Yes, Stelios missed the wake-up call at the hotel. So I've just woken him up on the phone, and he's on his way. Be here as soon as he can.
The traders on the floor gear up for the flotation, but will Stelios miss his historic moment? Back at Luton, businessman Chris Keedy is still waiting. Supervisor Mary Hosier has been called in to deal with him.
I've now been told it's closed after going across there. And I just can't make the meeting, so I'm very, very angry.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have checked with the aircraft and they have said no because they have got the majority of the passengers on board. So that is why we can only keep a check-in open. So we can't actually keep it open. We have to close it at -20.
Your protocol is 20 minutes, that's it. The fact that someone actually is being towed and basically has informed you 3 times is probably quite an unusual circumstance.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we cannot delay a flight, sir.
Okay.
For the fact is that...
Well, you can't,
okay, we understand the
you can't help
circumstances.
me. I don't want to hear... Basically, you can't help me.
We could get you on the next flight,
You didn't
but...
want to help me.
No, we did, because the lady explained. I was in the office, the lady explained to you on the phone, she explained to your wife.
I'm just very angry. I just don't want to hear it. You know, you can't help me, OK?
We cannot delay 100 odd passengers on board.
We're talking about...
We close at -20.
I don't want to hear you can't help me,
OK, fine, OK.
On the floor at the bank, it's 8 a.m. and EasyJet shares have just begun trading. This is the moment of truth when the company finds out whether the share price agreed last night is the correct value for the market. If they've got it right, the share issue will raise £186 million, which will go towards the purchase of new planes. If they've got it wrong, it could mean Stelios has lost the chance to earn millions for his company. At such a key moment, the question remains, where's Stelios?
Just spoke to Stelios. He's shaved, he's finished shaving, dressed, and he's on his way. He'll be here any second.
Meanwhile in Luton, Chris Keedy still isn't happy.
So, just to clarify then, you don't have a complaint form?
No, we don't have a complaint form. You have to speak to our customer service.
Or suggestion form?
No, suggestion form.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Thanks.
He's now booked onto the next flight to Edinburgh, but it means he'll arrive 3 hours late. But better late than never, as Stelios is about to find out. It's 8:30 at the bank, and he's finally managed to make an appearance.
Couldn't wake up this morning.
Well done.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Well done, guys.
Although Stelios is half an hour late, according to his bankers, it's all gone smoothly.
It's precision pricing, I think, is the it's going to land. It lands almost as precisely as one of your planes on the runway.
It may be all smiles, but Stelios knows it's the start of a new era for the airline.
It's a lot of responsibility because all these people out there are watching now the company, and they will be watching the results, year after year, and 6 months after 6 months as we announce them, and they will be expecting some profit. So if anything happens and we slip up, you will see it in the price.
New era or not, up at Luton, there will always be unhappy passengers.
Easy. Yeah. Very easy. But lousy.
Every missed flight is a potentially confrontational situation for the passenger service agents.
Sorry?
Garbage service.
Garbage service? It's not garbage service. If you say you were here at 6:30,
Right here
how
already
can
for
it
a long
be garbage
time.
service?
There's no announcement here.
You're not going to get an announcement. You look at the board and you look to see where you're going. If you don't see it, that's not my fault. You've missed it now, so you have to go on the next one.
Your service is garbage. Right. Thank you.
You're entitled to your opinion, sir.
God damn it.
Anyone who's going to work for the company has to learn how to deal with awkward customers. For the passenger service trainees, it's time to find out how they would cope as the instructors put them through their paces.
The role plays separate the weak from the strong, and I think that's something that you really see this afternoon. You'll see those that are brilliant and those that are going to struggle, and it really gives us an indication. And 9 times out of 10, after the role plays, who's going to have a successful career with EasyJet and who isn't.
First up to face an imaginary scenario is James Yend.
Jesus, I was going to miss that then. Hi.
Hello, how you doing?
All right, thank you. God, I was running. It's a nightmare to park your cars around here.
It's terrible.
Right, I've got my husband's on his way, so if you could just check us in, that'd be great.
Where actually is he? Is he
He's
parking
parking
the car?
yeah. He'll be.
Well,
I don't know how long he's going to be.
I can't physically check him in without actually seeing him, passport-wise, obviously. I've got to make sure he's, the same person. Yours is okay. You're fine.
Yeah, no, but I can't travel without him. We're going on holiday.
I'm sorry, but I can't actually check you and your husband in without actually seeing your husband.
I know it's my husband.
The trainees are taught not to raise their voice, but they must remain assertive.
I must stress, though, that EasyJet do have regulations, and I do physically need to see your husband to actually see the same person on the passport.
Oh, come on, we've saved up forever. We're never going to get to go.
I am sorry.
Me, go on, it won't matter.
I'm sorry.
Nobody's going to know. I'm not going to
If
tell
I made an
anybody.
exception for you, I'd have to make an exception for someone else, and I'm sorry, but EasyJet do have their policies.
James has stood firm, but how's he done in the exercise?
Overall, I'd assess myself, I'd probably give myself about an 8 out of 10. I mean, I could give myself more, but just other things I could have said. I could have sympathised a bit more, and obviously I didn't say what I should have done in certain aspects, but I'd give myself roughly about an 8 out of 10.
He was confident, a little bit cocky, but in a nice way. He handled me perfectly. Could have been quite anxious or angry, and he brought me right down. So James was fantastic.
Uses personality well, didn't he?
Yeah,
in that scenario.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 for James.
Over in the terminal, news of the company flotation is causing excitement among the airline team.
Come on, gather round, because I don't have to read this.
Leading the newfound interest in the Financial Times is Jane Bolton.
Because I've never had shares before.
To encourage company loyalty, staff have been given shares, and Jane's hoping for a windfall.
Offshore and overseas, no. But I shall wait and cash these in. And hopefully they'll be worth about 3 times that, and then I can have a deposit house and a big boob job. I'm joking. Just a small boob job.
Hi there, good morning. Right, I've just missed.
In the passenger service training, Natalia is next in line for the angry passenger role play, and she's really going to get the treatment.
We're going to miss our flight.
I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late. Listen, no, I know,
but we're going to miss our flight. We got sent over here.
Waited over there.
Tell us.
No, I waited over there.
Tell us. Security.
Listen.
Oh, it's okay, security. Everything's under control.
Listen, I don't care about them. I want to get on this flight. Listen. Look, don't stop pushing me out the way. No, listen.
Natalia is failing to take control of the situation, and that won't impress the trainers.
It doesn't matter about that. I've been on the front of the queue. So I spoke to you before, and I'm talking to you again now. What are you going to do about this? I'm fed up of this.
Excuse me, could you let go of my arm, please?
Well, just listen to what I'm saying then. Just listen to me. Don't take the piss out of me.
The exercise hasn't gone well, and there are doubts all round about Natalia's performance.
If I would get quite a lot of customers like that all the time, I don't know if I'd be able to want to handle it. I can handle it. I'm very independent and things like that. I'm quite strong, but I don't know if I would want that all the time.
It's a terrible thing to say that you smile too much, but I think sometimes you've got to be a lot more assertive and confident and show that you don't find things funny. And I think that was one of those occasions when a smile doesn't win you over, you need to be a lot more assertive.
And she's just got to come over that and be a bit more genuine, a bit more open, and I think she'll be fine, but she just needs to open up a little bit to people and not try to be too patronising.
I'm actually in a bit of 2 minds about everything because I don't really know if it's really for me or what, to be honest.
And at this stage, the trainers aren't sure whether she's the one for them. Carla did make it to Nice for her job interview, a day late. Beverly Callard has added to her Coronation Street role with a part in a sitcom. And 3 months after flotation, EasyJet shares have gone up by 115 pence. Which is good news for Jane and her plans for cosmetic surgery. And good news for Stelios, who can afford to buy a new alarm clock. On Airline tonight, there's a bad start to the weekend.
Are you telling me my stuff's offloaded? No, but are you telling me my stuff is offloaded?
A bad finish to the weekend.
I dislocated my leg, broke my femur and fractured my pelvis in 2 places.
And a song for Katrina.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Friday night, the busiest time of the week at Luton Airport. Over 4,000 people travelling home or going away for the weekend. A group of friends travelling to Aberdeen for a lads' weekend have become separated. 3 of them checked in, but 2 arrived late.
If I can't hear my name being called once and it goes, I will sue this company.
Sydney has come back from departures to help the latecomers who are not being allowed to fly.
We could just all go through with the luggage if you just gave us the tickets, but none of you want to do that.
No,
we won't do it because someone's just told you not to do it because you want to be really
because they're in
awkward.
charge there, not because they've just told us not to.
No,
do
I know
it,
you're
they're
doing
in
what you're told. I know you're doing what you're told.
Stand to one side because I'm actually jumping
Yeah,
another
we will,
flight.
because you want to be. You've offloaded yourself. No, we're not waiting.
Now Sydney's told that by leaving departures, he also faces missing the flight.
Well, you're telling me my stuff's offloaded? Are you telling me my stuff's offloaded? No, but are you telling me my stuff is offloaded?
Supervisor's not doing nothing constructive.
No, I didn't, because I instructed the lady, and the lady gave me permission to come back through with a ticket.
To get us.
Well, you're saying my ticket's offloaded?
Speak to the supervisor.
There's too many people trying to make a
Is my ticket
decision.
unlawful?
No.
Oh, you don't know? Okay, okay. I don't say it's offloaded.
How long have we been standing here?
20 minutes.
20 minutes we've been standing here. We could have been on this.
Kirsty has called in Supervisor Graham Merriman.
We want to get on this flight to Aberdeen. We were here before it had been called. guarantee it was here before a call because I just came down from checking. Right, my jacket's up there. The flight was not here. I was sitting actually at the seats. Everyone's sitting down at the seats. No one's getting on the plane. I've come down here, spoke to the lady at your ticket desk to find out where these two are.
Give me 2 seconds.
Time is running out, and Graham needs to know just one thing. Is Sydney flying or not?
Hold on for 2 seconds. Okay, do you have your bank details with you?
I do. I have mine. What do you need my bag deals for? You're going to offload me?
Well, if you're not going on the flight, they're going to be offloading it, yeah.
Are you not going to let these two on the flight?
They have been refused to go on the flight.
But they were here in plenty of time.
I'm going to get into basically the bottom line is if you want to travel, you have a boarding pass.
Yep.
If you wish to travel, you need to go down to the aircraft. If you don't want to travel, then we're going to offload you.
Sydney decides to leave his two friends. It's the last flight to Aberdeen.
Right.
But he's too late. The flight is leaving. The only hope is for all three to try and get seats on another flight to Scotland. In Liverpool, Supervisor Sarah Tier is facing a sticky situation.
We've got a possible weight problem on the Malaga flight going out, and it could be possibly only be able to take 125 passengers, and we've got 143 on the flight.
Sarah doesn't know how big the incoming plane is.
How many have we checked in? 112, so it won't be long. All right then, bye.
Passengers still don't know they may not be able to fly. It's bad news. The plane's landed and it's not big enough to take everyone.
Start boarding. You only let passengers through with boarding cards 1 to 30, and then...
The passengers still haven't been told.
Under no circumstances. Start boarding them.
It's a bit awkward, like, because we haven't really done an announcement to say that they might be able to travel. We're just going to start doing the first 100, and I think they're going to get back to us and just basically see how it goes. They're just probably right now they're just working on the weight figures at the moment, so we're still going to get the aircraft out, so we've got to obviously start boarding, otherwise it's going to miss its slot.
This calls for passengers holding boarding card numbers 125 and upwards, travelling on flight EZY743 to Malaga, to please remain seated. Thank you.
All have your passports and let's your picture pages, please.
The Malaga passengers start to board, unaware that 18 of them will be going nowhere. At Luton, Sydney and his friends are still waiting to see if they can get to Scotland tonight.
I thought you were going to come back and sort us out with that other flight, because the Glasgow one's just gone now.
Yeah. Okay. You're on the basically. Yeah. If you go on the Glasgow flight, you're going to end up being delayed. So I'll put you on the Edinburgh flight, which goes at 8:50.
Yeah.
All right. So there is another Glasgow flight that goes at 9. But this is going to get you in early from the Glasgow flight.
Okay. Fine.
All right.
We've chose Edinburgh. We're looking at a 3.5-hour drive to Aberdeen, and then another drive hour from there. I was going to pick up a rental from Aberdeen, so pick up a rental from Edinburgh. No difference. Only difference is going to be is we're going to get into Banff, where we live. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and some. So no time in the pub for young lads tonight.
It's a bad start to the lads' weekend. Back in Liverpool, it's time for Sarah to tell the last Malaga passengers they're not going anywhere.
The situation is at the moment, due to weight restrictions and weather conditions, we can't take a full load this evening. But there is compensation for this, and you will be refunded for this leg. Off you this letter explains everything in it. You will be offered travel tomorrow. You will also be refunded £100 compensation and £50 if you need...
Some passengers can't quite believe their ears.
What's the matter?
There's weight restrictions, unfortunately. They're not allowing you to travel this evening. We couldn't actually establish this until... Sorry?
What else are the cases and everything?
We've got all your bags there ready because we might have been expecting this, but we weren't too sure, so we have put your bags to one side.
What time will we fly tomorrow?
It'll be 10 past 6.
Are you going to compensate us for work as well?
Well, this is just the £100 compensation and £50 for hotel accommodation.
That doesn't compensate my bar not opening, love.
Wait a second. Is the flight taking off?
It's going, yeah, but it can't. Due to
but I want a seat.
Unfortunately, they're not allowing everyone to travel.
No, but I want a seat.
Unfortunately, you can't get on board that aircraft. It'd be too dangerous to take all the passengers. And the passengers who booked in first were given priority. That's the fairest way they could do it, unfortunately.
It's a standoff.
How many bags in total?
This is disastrous.
It's due to the weather conditions. They can't put as much fuel on board because of the wet weather, you see.
Wednesday's tomorrow. Can you buzz through to see if anybody's less bothered about getting over tonight than now?
They're probably not going to...
Yeah, well, can you just do it, please?
Oh yeah, unfortunately all the weight is worked off
You
by
can
males
ask for
and
the
females.
captain. I doubt very much that he's going to do it.
Okay,
Go on.
Malaga. Okay, is it possible you could ask the captain to do an announcement on board to see if anyone's willing to go off and trade their place with this gentleman?
Well, you can't do that. You can't leave people stuck in a flaming airport. Offer this and then say, oh dear, we're going to put it back into your account. That's no good to me. I have no checkbook with me, no card with me.
He's not authorised me to organise accommodation.
Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to get onto someone a bit higher then and find out what the hell they can do. Because that's no good to me.
It's right, that.
That's not going to pay for what I've lost on customers going in. My pub's not going to open tomorrow now. So...
Doing a PA on board and no one's offered to come off the flight, so...
The unlucky 18 all flew the next morning.
Did get quite a good deal, really. They got £100 compensation, a refund from the flight, and they got £50 towards hotel accommodation. So I think that sort of softened the blow. But there was only the two, really, who were upset. Everyone else seemed to take it in the stride.
There's been an emergency call from an incoming Geneva flight. An ambulance has been called to meet the plane. And Supervisor Lian Chung is on her way to help.
I'm not too sure what it's all about, to be honest. We were only informed of it about 10 minutes ago.
The cause of the alarm is injured passenger John McKeever, who will need lifting from the plane.
It was a snowboarding accident. I dislocated my leg, broke my femur and fractured my pelvis in 2 places. 3 hours, I made 3 hours on the slope. So.
John's mother had to make a mercy dash to pick him up from hospital in Geneva.
So what was he, snowboarding and fell or...?
Yeah, well, he came off a slope.
Were you there?
No, we had to fly out to meet him.
No.
Broken bones aren't John's only problem.
The gentleman never took any insurance out, so it's actually cost him £2,500 for all his medical fees, and it cost him £600 to get from the piste to the hospital because he never took any insurance, and he said he got it up on the internet and it was £19 and he decided not to take it.
John's recovery will take 8 weeks, more than enough time to count the cost of his 3 hours on the piste. After the break, new recruit Natalia runs into trouble.
Don't worry, it's fine. Next one will be unique, you'll be fine.
And there's friction at the sales desk.
Get me the senior EasyJet person here now.
It won't make any difference.
I don't care. Get them here now.
2 weeks ago, EasyJet took on new staff. Natalia Byrne was marked down as a future star. But lately, things haven't been going so well.
I'm very nervous about it. Yeah. Thank you. Because I'm terrified of making a mistake. And sort of like all eyes is on everybody who's starting new, so... Yeah, I want to get more practice, but I need a few dummies, actually, before I deal with the bag.
Nevertheless, after 2 weeks training, Natalia is still determined to stick with it.
I'm going to really, really give it a good shot because, it is a very, very good, it is a good company and it's got a lot of good ideas. I'll be sort of glad once the training's completely over and, I can give it a few weeks or so to see how I'm actually doing, performing on the job.
Today, trainees are dealing with the public for the first time.
Hello, how are you?
Initially, trainees just watch and learn, but soon it will be their turn.
If I do anything, just keep asking questions because I'm not very good at explaining things.
No,
I'll
sometimes
try.
it's best just watching out,
Okay.
be more of a visual person.
Yeah, that's fine. Just ask anything.
Meanwhile, over at the sales desk, there's some potential entertainment. Katrina has just seen a rock band.
They're quite light.
I recognise you from somewhere. I'm trying to think where I recognise you from.
We're a band. Band's called Meridian. Oh, stupid.
We're there, look. That's us.
Where'd you find that then?
Are you one at the same Kaylee?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're older than you look.
Yeah, no, I've got that on one of those now tapes. So would I be privileged enough to get a little tune or not?
A tune?
A few little words, a few little...
4 hours sleep.
Katrina tries bribery.
I might try and sort out your ex's baggage.
Oh, no, we could be talking.
And it works.
We did 2 shows in Rotterdam.
And do you sing live?
Of course I sing live.
Because some of these boy bands, don't you see?
Well, we're not a boy band, are we?
I know we look like
You're
one.
all right, yeah.
The band have sold over 14 million records.
So do you busk?
Not for about 20 years, no.
Not everyone is as relaxed as Marillion. Traffic delays have caused chaos.
I was due on the Aberdeen flight, which I believe is delayed.
Mr. Hutchins phoned the terminal to say he was delayed and was told there shouldn't be a problem.
Thanks to go any minute now.
I was told it was delayed by an hour, and I rang up about 20 minutes ago.
Sandeep Jaimal calls dispatch to see if the delayed flight will accept Mr. Hutchins, who's now been joined by another late passenger.
Oh, the aircraft's here, so they can't do it. All right then, lovely. Cheers, bye. Yeah, that is a negative on the Aberdeen. The aircraft's already here.
They don't tell you that.
No, because the aircraft's here, they won't accept any LMCs.
Well, no, so I've got a booking and I've got a confirmed ticket I've paid for it.
Yeah, because the check-in is closed, even though it is delayed, the aircraft is now landed, so they won't accept you.
Where is this customer empathy and helping the customer?
What it is even though the aircraft is delayed, you still have to check in on time.
Get me supervisor now, please. Get me the senior EasyJet person here now.
It won't make any difference.
I don't care. Get them here now, please.
But why didn't you check in on time?
What? Because I've been stuck on the trains and I cannot be in 2 places at once. I've tried being schizophrenic in 2 places at once, so I'm here as fast as possible with the traffic. The other gentleman's been stuck with traffic.
Not everyone is so stressed.
All over the world in 80 days.
It's a small but appreciative audience for a band that have played in front of thousands.
Live this way. Gary, yeah. Right now.
Can we join your band?
Really good. That's really impressive.
The impromptu concert saved a small fortune in excess baggage.
I'm sure my mum and dad would know more about them than what I remember, but I'm 26, you know. They're sort of like 1970-odds, I think they said.
Meanwhile, Natalia is finding her first shift a little less entertaining.
There's your boarding pass number, okay? Have a nice flight. So you need to tell her. Gate 1B at 10 to 4.
Okay, right, okay.
All right, don't worry, it's fine. Next one will be, you need to, you know, you'll be fine.
And as she struggles, upstairs her EasyJet future is under discussion.
I've still got some concerns. As you know, we've spoken about a few members in the group, but Natalia's come to my attention again, so I just obviously wanted some feedback from you.
It has become obvious to a number of people that she hasn't bonded with them. Now this has been over 2 weeks. What we have to think about is the passengers see her for maybe a minute, 2 minutes at the most.
And Natalia is beginning to have doubts of her own.
It's one of these companies that's really into teamwork, so they Americanise, you know, eat it, live it, everything like that, which is good, but at the same time you need your own life.
At the sales desk, Supervisor Jane Mararu has just told Mr. Hutchins he will definitely not be flying to Aberdeen.
I've been here for 15 minutes trying to get on that aeroplane, and despite that, you are not letting me on an aeroplane which is here.
Let me explain. First of all, I believe Becky tried to get you on the aircraft, yeah? I have just again phoned my dispatcher downstairs in our dispatch office and said, please, 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 is there any way at all?
Is the plane full?
I don't know, sir.
All we're asking simply, if the planes sit on the ground and there's seats on the plane, which we've paid for, is it, instead of standing here chatting...
It's out of our hands, yeah. When we have late passengers, we call the necessary people on the dispatch department who talk to the captain and he ultimately makes the decision. And he has said no. I don't know, because I've just come down here to talk to you right now.
When was the captain talking to you? Because we were here at 12:30.
Let me bear with me.
The passengers don't believe Jane.
Having got here, we're told the flight's delayed an hour. So right, go to the other desk, and then you get a whole stream of conflicting information about where you are. And while you're frittering around waiting, you know, somebody with a bit of logic could have slid you through the system. You've got a plane sitting on the runway which isn't due to take off for another half an hour.
No, it's not.
By your own
estimated time.
By
Yeah,
your own
always,
people's comments.
That's why we always
And we're
say it's
saying, here you are.
estimated, sir, though, because it's not got. I think it's gone now. I think it's pushed back and gone. The doors have closed. It's been here. It got on the ground, I think, at 25 I'm not 100% sure on that because I need to check that out. So obviously with the delay, it's always. That's why we say estimated, because it changes.
But a phone call from a colleague of Mr. Hutchins is badly timed for Jane.
John, hold on a sec. This passenger
Mhm.
is flying on your airplane.
Right.
He's not even on the airplane.
As I've said, sir, they've made a decision. The captain has said
it's
the air.
been pulled back.
I thought it had
This
to. I
guy
said I
is
need
on
to
the
double check
This guy
that.
is sitting
Right.
100 yards away.
There's
You
no
told me.
point. I
Why
said
you-
I believe it's pushed back, and I would need to double check that. There's no point in
Credibility.
arguing over and over again.
Your,
They've made a decision.
well, don't tell me a lie. Your credibility has gone straight through. You said.
Don't call me a liar.
You said it pulled
Don't
back.
call me a liar.
You said the airplane.
Do not call me a liar, please.
Did you or did you not say the
I said
airplane
I
had pulled back?
believe they would have pushed back and closed the doors.
Who's the customer and who's the service
Yes,
provider
but
here?
I'm not going to stand here and just be called a liar.
This gentleman.
I am here. I've come to try and
This
help you.
gentleman
I've
interpreted
explained
what
why
you
you
said
can't
to
get on
me
the flight, and
and
I'm
this-
trying to do everything I
Leave it.
can to help me. Please do not call me a liar, sir. Okay? Please do not call me a liar.
What are you if you are
Do
not?
not call me a liar, please. I'm not going to ask again.
Fine.
If you continue
Okay,
to, I shall just
I will
go
not
away.
call you a liar. However, I find it strange that this gentleman interpreted what you said to me in the same way I
Right.
did.
I said I believe it's probably pushed back.
Now the only option is to fly to Edinburgh instead.
I think at the end of the day, we've basically got two passengers that are going to eventually calm down and realise that we did everything we could to help them, because they were the ones that were late. So, you know, we can only try and do our best.
Unknown to Natalia, supervisors Joe Harrison and Debbie Clark have come to a conclusion.
I think we're going to have to take that decision that we're going to have to let her go.
Okay.
It's not going to be nice, but
They've decided Natalia is not enough of a team player. Today will be her last day at the airport. As another flight leaves, heavy traffic is still delaying passengers.
Sorry, I just called the lady from the bus. We're like an hour late, so for what flight? For Geneva, and she said it's 45 minutes late.
Theo calls dispatch to see if extreme skier Matt Reardon can board the flight to Geneva.
One mail, one bag for Geneva.
56 and 57. It's open now, actually. Excuse me.
It doesn't look good.
Use the force.
Thank you very much. No, you just need to go over there. There you go, sounds done for you. Thank you
It's
very
not
much.
leaving
Check-in's
till
open
4:30.
now over there, okay? Thank
There's a
you.
reason why I guess check-in's closed like 20 minutes, half an hour before flights, and that's for figures to be revised. And,
There's no way that we can pull
processed.
this together because we have 45 minutes before the plane leaves, and I'm sitting right here.
They won't allow any more passengers. Before you came here, they refused other passengers as well, so...
Matt isn't happy that the sales team are being persuasive enough.
You gotta do better than that, man. The plane's here. It's not a big deal. Can I use your phone and talk to this lady? Maybe I'll explain the situation.
Which
We'll just be
lady?
very nice. Whoever you just talked to.
Even though if you, I mean, we can get.
I'll be very
supervisor
polite,
down.
and you'll be
If you wish
amazed
to-
at what I can pull off. You'll be amazed. A little bit of politeness, a little bit of. Let's go.
Let the gentleman talk to the lady.
Yeah, at least give me a try.
He thinks he can do better, and he's got a plan.
Use the force, you know? Like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hi, good evening. Listen, when I was on the bus on the way here, I called to let her know that I was going to be an hour late, and she explained to me that it was okay, that it was actually 45 minutes late. The plane is here, I'm here. I'm just wondering how we can alleviate this. Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
No, that's fine.
Thank you.
You arrive at about 7 o'clock, so...
The sales team are doubtful the force will work on dispatch.
Thank you.
And they're right.
It was worth a try. No love.
Not in Luton, anyway. Natalia left EasyJet that evening and has since started a teaching job. John McKeever is now back at work, designing aircraft interiors. And on his flight from Scotland, Sydney's luggage was damaged. On Airline tonight, the timetable falls apart. There's a missing plane.
I won't be home till 5 o'clock in the morning. There's no flights coming out.
Missing paperwork.
Well, I meant to have 54 rush bags. We've got 68, so something ain't right.
And a missing US president.
It's a lovely aircraft, beautiful. Paint it orange, you can take our passengers to Liverpool. Very nice.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
It's midday and heavy fog has settled over Luton Airport. Not a single EasyJet flight has landed or taken off for 3 hours. As a result, Liverpool, EasyJet's second base, is taking in the diverted flights and busing the passengers back down to Luton. Supervisor Joanne Dempsey has been sorting out the disruption.
All the aircraft that were meant to go into Luton this morning have come here. We've had 4 to now. And they're just, as I say, they're just waiting for the weather to clear so that the planes can go back down there. Otherwise, we're going to get more in this afternoon.
But with planes that should be flying in and out of Luton sitting motionless on the Liverpool tarmac, the day's timetable is a write-off. Even by early evening, with the fog now lifted, the situation at Luton is chaotic.
My bag was sitting in a puddle. When I complained about this to the EasyJet people and the Monarch people, I got a load of lip from some Dutch guy, and a cop came over and told me to keep my mouth shut and get on the plane. And I had absolutely no assistance from anybody. That's the way EasyJet operates. Thank you very much, EasyJet. Great job.
Up in the skies, unaffected by the disruptions, Captain Mike Jameson is piloting the evening flight from Liverpool to Belfast.
It's going to be bumpy at Belfast now.
He and co-pilot Gary Lucas know that when they land, they've got the rare luxury of a stopover in Northern Ireland.
The hotel in Belfast is actually a beautiful hotel. Nice facilities, staff are extremely friendly there. I do enjoy going there. And it just happens to have a golf course, and we just happen to have our golf clubs in the forward hold.
Mike's been egging me on for this game. I've golfed for quite a while now, and it's going to be a shame to take the money off him, but that's what I'm going to have to do tomorrow, unfortunately.
I've only got 50p anyway. I mean, that's it, in loose change.
Rage, W-R-A-G-E. Never again. I want to see this little orange-black thing logo up there.
With the insurance forms filled in, Glenn Rage can expect a full refund on his flight, but will have to wait for news about his damaged clothes. Up at Liverpool, there's news of a different kind coming over the airwaves.
Radio Merseyside News, keeping you in touch.
I'm joined now by Rod Hill, Managing Director of the airport. Mr. Hill, how
The big story on the local bulletin is that EasyJet are planning to axe their Liverpool-Luton service in 3 months' time. The reason? A row with Luton Airport over landing fees.
Well, I think it's disappointing because it takes away choice, and it would have been ideal if we could have maintained that service. I think from the airport's perspective, what we have to look at is whether we can find another airline that will operate a service into another London airport.
For the passengers who use the route, it's a big surprise.
I'm quite actually shocked, really, that they're cancelling it because most of the flights are fairly full, so I can't understand why.
It's a loss to Liverpool and its surrounding area because Liverpool's a large place.
I use it as an alternative to the train, and in the current circumstances, it's considerably better than the train.
The airline staff, however, have mixed feelings.
They're not the best flights because they're mainly business passengers and they generally cut it really fine at check-in, and a lot of them don't get accepted. Obviously, they've got business deals to do. They're not happy about it. They do get quite upset sometimes at the desk when you say they can't travel.
they're the ones who cause the most trouble and cause the riots, and they start to, you know, they crowd around the desk and they want to know why this and why that. They're just the worst passengers to deal with of all time, especially when they've got a delay.
After the break, Jane Bolton has trouble dispatching planes.
Got a slot in 4 minutes, not going to make it.
And Mike Jameson has trouble dispatching golf balls.
Oh, I don't believe it.
At Liverpool Airport, it's been a quiet night for Supervisor Leanne Chung. But there is one problem. A passenger who appears to have had one too many.
How do we get to Dublin? How do you get to Dublin?
You have to use Ryanair service.
How do you get to that?
You have to book it over with the travel agents or over the telephone with them.
How do we get to Dublin?
We don't travel to Dublin, so you won't be travelling with us.
Yeah, how do we get to Dublin?
However you want to get to Dublin. Can I help you?
Yeah.
You have to travel with Ryanair.
Yeah, how do we get to Dublin?
I was crying too, isn't it?
Jesus,
Meanwhile, Leanne still hasn't got the message across that EasyJet don't fly to Dublin.
Yes, the information desk for the reservation. Goes to the information desk to ask for Ryanair.
How do I get to Dublin? How do I get to Ryanair? You went Ryanair. No. Where's Ryanair? Off with you. I go to Dublin, right? I'm going to Dublin.
Even if the airline did fly to Dublin, Leanne wouldn't have let the passenger travel.
I wouldn't have let that gentleman travel because he was drunk. And the policy is that passengers who are under the influence of alcohol are not allowed to travel on an aircraft due to safety reasons. But he wasn't travelling with EasyJet anyway. He was going with Ryanair.
It's late morning in Belfast, and Captain Mike Jameson and co-pilot Gary have made it onto the golf course.
Beat that.
The third hole has a tricky water hazard, and Mike's in trouble.
I always have a mental blockage when water comes into play. Ah! Splish splash.
But Mike has another go.
Oh, I don't believe it.
And another. And the swans are getting nervous.
Oh, give up, you can have the hole.
Thankfully for Mike, though, the golf's got to be put on hold. Bill Clinton's Air Force One is causing problems at the airport, and the pair have been called back early.
That was really good, though, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Hey, we must do this again. We really must do this again. Shame we've got to go to work this afternoon.
In Luton, it's bitterly cold. Braving the elements is Jane Bolton. She's left passenger services after 3 years to become a dispatcher.
Shanky Romeo from Aberdeen, now on stand number 8.
Jane's been in her new role for a month, and it's still high pressure. From the moment the aircraft comes to a halt, she has just 25 minutes to supervise refueling and reloading before the plane takes off again. But there's an extra worry for Jane today. Because of yesterday's problems, there's extra baggage to be loaded onto the Malaga flight.
These rush bags, basically these are the bags that they're not accompanied by a passenger. They should have gone on an earlier flight. Should have gone on this morning's flight, or yesterday's, but they didn't. So I think probably what it is with some of the cancelled flights, we've still got people's bags, so they're going today for them. Well, we've got 54, but this says we've got 68. It's a nightmare.
Jane has spotted a discrepancy in the paperwork that could delay the plane. It could also prevent the rush bags being reunited with their owners. Her 25-minute turnaround is under threat.
Well, we're meant to have 54 rush bags. We've got 68, so something ain't right. Yeah, I'm missing an unaccompanied baggage manifest for 6 rush bags. I haven't got 54, I've got 60 out here.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, we'll search around in here, but we can't see anything in here. Okay.
I'm missing a bit of paperwork for 6 bags, and if I don't find them, I'm going to have to go for all 60 of them and find the 6 that I haven't got, which could, well, take ages. An hour.
Over in Belfast, Captain Mike Jameson and his crew are on their way to the airport, unsure about how the security arrangements surrounding Bill Clinton's visit will affect them.
As far as I know, the RUC are closing off all the link roads to the airport, so there's no traffic to and from the airport between 4 o'clock and I think 7 o'clock, as far as I know. And we're supposed to leave at 25 past 6, which is right in the middle of it, basically. So it looks as though we're going to be delayed as a result. It could cause chaos at the airport, but we'll just have to wait and see when we get there.
At the airport, Bill Clinton's plane Air Force One is being prepared for departure. The president has been taking part in talks on the Northern Ireland peace process. Air Force One won't be going anywhere until the president's ready. Out in the airport car park, Mike Jameson's trying to get some information on what's going on.
Yeah, depending on Bill Clinton. Yes.
The airport is still open to passengers, but it's uncertain what kind of delays the president is going to cause.
Our operations can't get an answer from anybody, and I don't think anybody here knows what's going on either at the moment. So we just play it by ear.
Sorry?
You haven't got an unaccompanied baggage manifest in there by any chance, have you, for 6 bags?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
In Luton, Jane Bolton's having no luck in her search to find the missing paperwork for the Malaga flight. Only the bags that Jane can tick off can be loaded, and it's a time-consuming task.
It's going to take forever, isn't it?
Valuable time is being lost, and the captain is anxious to get underway. If Jane can't sort it out, the plane could be badly delayed.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I found it.
You found it? All right, I'll come and get it then. Got 'em. Thank you. Found the manifest. I'll go and get the paperwork.
It's taken 15 precious minutes to find the paperwork. The loaders are now free to get the bags on board, but Jane's run out of time. New departure slots can be hard to get.
Got a slot in 4 minutes, not going to make it. Hello.
Who's got a slot? Do you need that pushed?
Yeah, just for 10 minutes, please, because they're still putting the bags on.
Okay.
It's been a tense time for Jane Bolton in her new role as a dispatcher.
Cheers, me dearie.
But she can send off the plane, knowing the captain should be able to make up the 10-minute delay en route. It's now early evening in Belfast, and Air Force One is still no closer to departure. For security, the airspace around the airport has been closed, but Bill Clinton still hasn't arrived to take his flight. Mike Jameson has joined the other passengers in the viewing gallery to get a look at the world's most famous plane.
That's President Clinton's personal 747 sitting on the tarmac at the moment. When he goes, hopefully we can operate our flight to Liverpool. But at the moment, we don't know when he's going to go, so we just have to sit here and wait. It's a lovely aircraft, beautiful. Paint it orange, you can take our passengers to Liverpool. Very nice.
Do you remember, Reese, those photo albums that were found in that bag?
For Jane Bolton, it's the end of the day. Time for a quick coffee with her old friends and colleagues, Katrina and Helen from Passenger Services.
How are you liking dispatch?
Got a lot of responsibility down there. More responsibility, I suppose, actually, now I'm doing it than I thought before. At the end, you know, obviously you sign the paperwork saying that, yeah, everything on that aircraft is definitely kosher and you know about it, and then you're the one who does the walk around and checks that every hatch is secure and closed. God forbid if anything ever happened, my name's on it. So you're basically responsible for however £1 million aircraft and 149 lives plus the crew.
But even with the extra pressure, Katrina's noticed a change for the better in Jane. Being away from angry passengers seems to suit her.
Neurotic woman that I am.
Must admit, you do look happier.
I'm a happier person. Everyone says to me now, God, you look so more relaxed. I must have been one big stress head.
Over in Belfast, Bill Clinton has finally arrived, which means Air Force One is on its way.
And a Mach for takeoff of 17.31.
At last, Mike Jameson can start his pre-flight checks.
Plus nothing. We're now running. We're going to be, looks like we're running about 2 hours late, unfortunately. I don't think we're going to be able to catch up much tonight. But we'll do our best. We'll see what we can do.
As the rest of the crew get the plane ready for takeoff, Mike spotted some differences in the way EasyJet and Air Force One operate.
Our passengers walk from the terminal. I think their passengers actually came via limo. And I don't think they had to wait for the caterers either.
The last Luton-Liverpool passengers finally arrived at 4:30 in the morning. The passenger looking for Dublin was refused permission to fly by Ryanair. And Bill Clinton is now using alternative forms of transport. On board Airline tonight, charm is in short supply at the Luton sales desk.
You're a right slapper. Thank you a lot.
Passengers see red at Liverpool Airport.
You can't just cancel flights.
And a birthday surprise at the Amsterdam check-in.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Every day, dozens of EasyJet customers find out they've given incorrect details when booking their flights. At the Luton sales desk, a mix-up over a name is causing sparks to fly, and today, Emma Armstrong is on the receiving end.
Terms and conditions now, and we can read through it if you like, or see what happens about name changes.
I am the passenger, yeah? It doesn't matter a damn what name's on the paper.
It does.
Why does it?
To travel in the wrong name.
OK, my name is on the passport. My name is on the passport.
Craig White is attempting to travel from Zurich to Inverness on a ticket booked under his brother David's name. Now EasyJet are charging him a name transfer fee and a surcharge of £90.
Yeah, but we should have booked it in your name.
I can't. They took the money out of his account with the Visa card.
It doesn't matter. When you're booking it, you can say who's paying for it and you can say who's travelling. It is booked in another name and you will have to
Yeah, but only the name, and you're wanting 90 quid out of me just to go from here to Inverness.
Craig's managed to get as far as Luton, but has been turned back at the Inverness desk by check-in agent Fiona Gatt.
He's saying that he's the passenger and I've got the story wrong. The booking agent's got the story wrong as well. But unfortunately, now the flight's closed, he's going to miss the flight. And, you know, the way he's been acting, it's not satisfactory, so chances are he wouldn't have flown anyway, because he was very abusive to me.
She's not even 17. Look at her. She doesn't even know how to do her stuff.
Not even...
You're negative. There's nothing positive about you. You're absolutely negative. You're telling me... I mean, I even... it's not worth my while. I'll throw the money in your face and I'll f***ing go up to this flight. You know what I mean? When's the next flight up to Inverness today? Probably about 5 o'clock. You don't have another one? Yeah, and I've missed the last one here.
Yeah, we only have one.
Yeah, well, you're a right slapper. Thank you a lot.
But when duty manager Lisa Friedlander arrives on the scene, Craig calms down.
Nice to meet you.
I believe Emma's already explained the policy to you.
Just because it doesn't state David in the passport, that means I can't fly the rest of the way.
You can, sir, but you have to pay the fee. It has to be your name.
So can we change it?
You have to pay, sir.
And I pay 90 quid and you change it?
Finally, Craig admits defeat. But then there's another problem. Now he says he's got no cash.
We've changed the name to his. He doesn't have the funds at this time to pay for it, because there is £90 to pay. But he's doing 4 other sectors with us. He's returning Inverness to Luton, then Luton to Zurich, and he has to get his name changed. So he knows he's agreed to, and there's comments on the booking that when he telephones to get the name changed, he will have to pay for the change on this leg of the journey. But he doesn't have any money here with him at the time. I can't grab him by the ankles and shake it out of his pocket, so he's on his way. Okay.
With the Inverness flight already gone, Lisa can only get Craig as far as Aberdeen.
Write the details off, everything.
Yeah. I'll write the number down.
How am I going to get from Aberdeen to Inverness?
That's up to you.
Okay, get me there, it's fine.
Yeah?
Go for it. I'll do the rest of the complaining when I get to Aberdeen, as long as I get there.
In his sober uniform, Captain Lance Jordan looks the very image of the staid airline pilot. But on his Nice flight today, he's carrying some baggage that is not standard aircrew equipment. Inside the case is evidence of Lance's double life. Captain Jordan enjoys his job, but the thrill of lifting off the ground at 150 miles per hour is nothing compared to his other passion.
I've just always been a fan of the electric guitar. And I think when I was at school, about 13 years old, I was quite impressed by all the sort of big guitar players around at the time, people like Ritchie Blackmore and Dave Gilmour from Pink Floyd, and I've been really playing since then.
And the case now in the hold contains his beloved electric guitar, because tonight, Captain Jordan will be taking the stage in Nice.
So with EasyJet, just to let you know, I'll be playing a concert in Nice tonight.
We're playing in the Saint Laurent Devar area, west of Nice town. Anybody would like to come along to that, they're most welcome.
Well, any ladies are most welcome to throw their knickers at me. I won't get too upset about that. And look forward to seeing you. Meanwhile, I hope you enjoy the flight. Thank you.
Lance has been an airline pilot for over 14 years, but he's beginning to relish the prospects of the rock and roll lifestyle.
I've been assured by the owners that there are going to be some beautiful women in the bar tonight, so I'm really hoping that they're truthful in what they're saying.
And if all else fails, he's certainly managed to spark some interest from the women on board.
Yeah, we'll go along and give him the support that he probably doesn't need, but I'm sure we'll give him a lot of encouragement, yeah. Have a touch of his leather pants, if nothing else.
Hearing him say that he wanted knickers thrown at him, perhaps he can't be that bad. But we'll wait and see.
So once they've touched down in Nice, Lance will have just a few short hours to tune his guitar and polish his leather trousers for tonight's big gig. At the Geneva desk, check-in agent Helen Skeggs is being faced with a problem.
It's 14 travelling the line to Geneva, and he's forgot his passport, so break starts all day. Don't think he's going to be able to go, obviously, with no passport, so he only lives he only lives in Stevenage, did you say? Instead of wasting time, go now, but you need to be back for 8:15. If you're not back by 8:15, the flight does get closed.
Passenger Michael Falanga has been brought to the airport by his father, who must now battle against rush-hour traffic to fetch his son's passport. The boy is on a half-term visit to see his grandmother, and his dad has only 30 minutes to save the day. But for Berenice, the waiting is over.
No, I haven't.
Thank you.
No problem. If you can just bear with me for a second and then I'll get you checked in. Happy?
Jana has agreed to Leo's plan, and against all the odds, Berenice will be allowed to fly.
Hello. When I see things happening, sometimes I get frustrated and I just want to jump in there and do what I feel's right, and that's just the way I feel. I'm not one of those people who can be sat there on my shelf. I have to be out there in the front line, trying to organise things.
20-year-old Leo is ambitious for promotion, and his chance may come soon. Tomorrow he's being interviewed for a supervisor's job.
Just decided now that I'm ready. I feel like I need a new challenge, and that's what I want to do. So fingers crossed. Haven't got a clue if I'm going to get it or not. Pretty nervous about tomorrow, so hoping that everything goes all right. Big day tomorrow.
Back at the Geneva check-in, Helen realises there's been a terrible misunderstanding about young Michael's passport.
You better go and get your dad. Do you know what? They've just, when you came up to check-in, did you not hear me say you were in Geneva? They're going to Liverpool. You need to go and get your dad because you don't need a passport for Liverpool at all.
I told him that, but no, he wouldn't listen.
Did you not hear me say Geneva?
No, I didn't
Geneva,
hear.
this is Geneva check-in. Geneva.
My dad's a bit of a phone like that.
Just by chance, I was chatting to the boy just as I was checking in. I said, so why are you going to Geneva? And he goes, I'm not. I was like, what do you mean? Well, this is Geneva checking. He goes, well, Liverpool. I was like, oh, for God's sake, it's over there.
Because he thought we needed a passport.
Michael hasn't got his dad's mobile number, so he's ringing home to his mother instead.
No, because he went to the wrong thing. He went to Geneva. See you soon, bye.
Thanks.
Luckily, Michael's dad hasn't got too far before his wife manages to call him.
They have check-in desk 46, 47 out there, and it's 42.
Mr. Falanga has been misled by a list of check-ins incorrectly displayed on the airport information board.
No, I know, but I don't understand, why, that's very misleading.
Yeah, okay, it's all right. I'll speak to information about that and get it changed. Okay? Right, take care. Bye.
The big board there, departures to Liverpool, it says 46, 47. But in fact, it's 42, exactly.
When you come in, on the screen it says check-in desk so-and-so, so-and-so, and obviously it must have said 46, 47. I did say Geneva.
In part 2, Liverpool staff have to face passenger fury.
You're asking me a question that I can't answer you. I'm telling you an answer.
And Captain Jordan strums his stuff. In the terminal, Helen is checking in a group of friends for Amsterdam. But she makes the mistake of telling them today is her birthday.
Oh, she's the same.
Not on my own. Come on, everybody. It's time. 1, 2, 3. Come as well. Scott, leave her arse alone. Come on, it's supposed to be funny. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Right, who's next?
In Nice, the waterfront bars are filling up with customers, and Captain Jordan and lead singer Les Payne are preparing themselves for the gig.
There's a lot of pressure, when you're not used to doing this. Probably more scary than flying a plane for him.
That's true.
But for Lance, playing can also be a release from the different pressures of his regular job.
Work, you've got to really, there's so many procedures and things you've got to follow, and it's quite a strict sort of routine. And you can come out here, you can just sort of let your hair down and really do your own thing. It's total freedom. Just totally different, really. So it's just real good fun.
Back at Liverpool Airport, there's a problem with the Luton-bound service. The Friday night flight is now stuck in Amsterdam with a technical fault.
I've been told you've cancelled the flight back to Luton tonight.
We have 4 flights today.
It has been cancelled. It has been cancelled. End of story. It has been cancelled. It's been cancelled. Yeah. And you're going to bust us down to Luton, get in about 11:30 or something like that. I'll get home about 1 o'clock in the morning. It's really good. You can't just cancel flights. What's that going to do to your reputation?
These are my kids at home saying, "Where are you, Dad?"
So what are you trying to say to me? Do you want to speak to me?
Supervisor Leanne Chung and her team now have to face the anger of the stranded Luton-bound passengers.
I'm here to help me. You have to solve the problem.
I'm trying to help you, but what do you want me to say to you? You're asking me a question that I can't answer you. I'm telling you an answer.
I've got a car parked over there in Luton. I've got work to do tomorrow morning, okay? I relied on your service.
What do you want me to do for you?
Give me an answer.
I
Positive
haven't
answer.
got an answer for a coach time yet, because I'm waiting for them to call me back.
Twice this week you've taken my money, and both times you have not provided me with the service that I've paid for, and I'm not willing to accept that, because you are cheating me.
They do it all the time. So now I've got a 4-hour coach journey home again. One of those things.
Where am I going to stay tonight?
They will sort it out. If you go to the reservation desk, they will let you know. They will sort out your accommodation. You go down to that, and we sort it out about your flight tomorrow.
But just when new arrangements have been made for the passengers, Leanne has some astonishing news.
The flight is back on now.
Yeah, it's back on. The aircraft's being fixed in Amsterdam, and they said it's going to be leaving Amsterdam in about 45 minutes.
It's now back on.
EasyJet apologise for any inconvenience. These delays may cause passengers travelling on.
Everyone now has to cancel their plans and check back onto the reinstated flight, leaving staff almost as confused as the passengers.
Because first it was organising coaches, then we had to organise hotels, then it was taxis. We'd already organised quite a few before they decided to put the flight back on.
There's people outside that have already got a taxi to the hotel, so they don't even know the flight's taking off this evening.
You can't just phone up and cancel a flight just like that, and then half an hour later reinstate it and expect everybody to be fine about it. Just can't do that.
In Liverpool, the Luton passengers' ordeal is far from over. Their plane was due in at 10 o'clock. Now it's nearly 11 and there's still no sign of it.
Are you going to guarantee that that flight is going to be ready at 11:15, or am I going to be delayed for a fourth time? Have you got that guarantee? That's your latest, so what after that? Am I going to be onto the telephone to you again?
I don't care how long I sit here, just as long as I get home in one piece. Like a pantomime.
In Nice, Friday night's entertainment is in full swing, and Captain Jordan has completed his transformation. The playing may have gone down well, but did Lance make the extra impact he was looking for?
Yeah, we definitely think that he's going to have an open-air cockpit or something so he can get a bit of sun on him. His arms are a bit pale.
Yeah, the leathers, I mean.
You couldn't imagine it, could you?
Yeah, 2 pairs of knickers on the stage over there. One of them landed on me and the other one just missed me, so it's not too bad. Not bad for starters, anyway.
In Liverpool, the Luton flight has arrived. Better late than never. And the relieved passengers are finally allowed to board.
At last. At last. Good night.
Fly, let's fly away.
Every day, an average of 17,000 passengers arrive at Luton Airport expecting to fly, having brought with them that all-important passport. But today at Desk 53, passenger service agent Karen Bush finds herself dealing with a bizarre passport emergency.
We've got the 5 actually sat there, row 10. Dispatch, it's Malaga 563 here. We have a slight problem on desk 53. Okay, don't laugh. We have 3 passports that have fallen down the side of the belt. Baggage have actually called for maintenance and we're awaiting their arrival to remove part of the belt to actually extricate the passports. Okay, now we have 3 passengers.
Well, you're not going.
Oh, Dan.
Who else isn't going?
Me and Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
The Austin family are buying a new home in Spain.
These 4 guys going off to Malaga. 2 passports have just got trapped underneath the belt at the moment. So we're just trying frantically to get them out.
What time does it go? If you look down... Oh God, I'm sorry.
Check-in will close in 10 minutes. The Austin family's move to Malaga is in the balance.
Just see the edge of it.
So now we'll be even later.
It might still be on, might be okay. Unless we retrieve these passengers aren't going anywhere.
Katrina Leder has worked with EasyJet from the very beginning, when the company had just 2 planes. Now, 4.5 years later, for many of EasyJet's 11 million passengers, she's the public face of the company.
There you go.
During that time, she's fought a long and painful battle against cancer and triumphed.
Katrina, I've got a smile on my face, which is good news. There's no evidence of any recurrent tumour, and that's what you wanted to hear. None of us can foretell the future, but we just take a bit at the time.
In a drop top,
she has dealt with everything from the sublime
on the champagne highway
to the ridiculous.
Sorry. Oh! Katrina!
She tried her hand at modelling. And she invited 10 million guests to her wedding.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
But today, Katrina has a dramatic announcement to make to colleague Leo Jones.
It's handing my notes in.
You're joking. Yeah. When are you going?
Month. 4 weeks.
Are you going to miss it?
Yeah, of course I'll miss it. Well, no, I don't know that I'll miss it, but I'll miss my friends. I don't know about the job.
Right.
You're going to miss me.
It's not going to be the same without you. 12:20. Gonna cry.
Oh, give a kiss.
It's a momentous decision for Katrina. and she hopes she's doing the right thing.
I want to take a year out, and I really would like to do other things, and I'd really like to get into presenting and follow on my modelling career. And, you know, I just haven't been able to have the time here, and it's a big decision for me, because I've nothing set in concrete.
But as she ponders her future away from EasyJet, life at the airport goes on. Back at desk 53, it's now less than 5 minutes until check-in closes. With time running out, a passenger decides to take matters into his own hands.
First, everyone was like, oh, it doesn't matter, we'll get them out, and then it got serious.
I'm just concerned that this is going to fall. We've got the terminal duty manager coming now, so hopefully we can get into it properly.
Finally, the maintenance crew arrive. If they can't reach the passports, the Austins are going nowhere.
Do you want these bags off?
Top man.
Their new life in Spain could be starting later than they'd planned.
No, it's nothing in there, Mark. Just a pencil.
For Karen Bush, it's been an unusual morning.
He handed me the passports, all 5 of them together, which is quite unusual, and they were all opened up on the right pages, and as he handed to me, they just slipped. So we ended up with 2 in my hand and 2 down the belt. They actually went right down the side here, originally, and it's quite a large gap, it's quite deep.
The flight is already boarding. Will maintenance find the passports in time?
No, definitely not there. So...
Definitely not. It's somewhere.
Over at customer services, a sign has appeared announcing changes to EasyJet's check-in times. The problem is, not everyone has been told about them, including Anita Herr and some angry passengers.
Yeah, I mean, the check-in information is still 20 minutes before departure. I arrived 20 minutes before departure to find you've changed the rules today. How am I supposed to know that? You're operating on one set of rules, your staff over there are operating on another set of rules, and customers are left in the middle. And I've just been told by the staff it's now 30 minutes as well.
I apologise, it has changed. I've only been
How are we supposed to know that? Because nobody told me. I've missed my flight as a result of that.
Where are you travelling to,
I'm travelling
sir?
to Amsterdam.
Amsterdam as well. See, if you're saying you was here 20 minutes before...
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
So were we.
And the check-in closed 30 minutes before. So you was actually early, so how did you miss your flight then? If you're here...
Under pressure from the passengers, Anita's getting confused about the change. She thinks it means more time for checking in, not less.
Yeah, but the check-in closes 30 minutes before, so that's 10 minutes more than what you're allowed.
No. 10 minutes earlier.
If it closes 20 minutes before, it's now closing 30 minutes before.
It's closing 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused here. Nobody's told me.
They're not.
But the big white board out there, Ian's saying 30 minutes before. So I can't really... I'm stuck.
I think that's better for them if it's 30 rather than 20. They get an extra 10 minutes.
Well, that's what I said.
It is.
They're saying they're getting less 10 minutes.
You're getting more 10 minutes. If we close 30 minutes before rather than 20,
less.
you're getting an extra 10 minutes.
We're getting 10 minutes less to check in.
Anita asks airport duty manager Alan Derbyshire to come and explain the situation.
Come about. These 4 passengers here.
I arrived at 25 past on the dot. These people arrived earlier, apparently.
We know we are going to suffer for a few weeks with passengers that are going to say we did not know.
Your suffering is irrelevant compared with your passengers' suffering.
No,
I now have to wait 3 hours.
In all honesty, it has always been 30. But we have gone in at 20.
Unfortunately, you didn't even bother to tell your own staff. And you have notices around the airport saying that check-in is 20 minutes, closes 20 minutes before. This poor lady, caught in the middle, as she always is with bad management, finds that she was telling us one thing and the management have actually changed the rules. So it's not only the customers that are suffering, your own staff are suffering.
The passengers leave dissatisfied, but at least the new rules are finally clear. Or are they?
The situation at the moment is the desks do close minus 20 minutes before. But I'm not sure why they've got it out on the board now. So I'm just totally, completely confused and still don't even know what's going on. So I'm going to go in and verify it and maybe get that changed because I'm confused, I don't know.
Back at desk 53, Supervisor Jane Moreau prepares to take the drastic decision to delay the flight.
Hello mate, it's Jane upstairs here. Yeah, the 2 passports have been dropped down by the side of check-in. We're currently with the maintenance guys who are trying desperately to fish them out. But because it was check-in, our check-in PSA that dropped them by mistake, I think we've got to, obviously we're going to have to hang on until we get them.
Delaying the flight will hold up 140 passengers and will cost EasyJet thousands of pounds for every minute lost.
Hopefully we'll get them out.
But at the very last second...
Thank you very much. Oh, just in time then.
Cutting it fine. We thought, oh, flight's on time, great, we'll be away.
Yeah, got them.
Good.
Well, that was close, wasn't it? He really didn't go, did he?
The Austin family head for departures. And Butterfingers Karen is off the hook.
Well, the major panic was the fact that we'd got 20 minutes to get those things out, and if we didn't, it would either have delayed the flight or they'd have missed it.
Moments later, and on time, they're off to Spain. Coming up after the break, Katrina says her goodbyes.
See you later.
Bye-bye, Leo.
Where are you?
And this passenger makes a horrible discovery.
I can't believe I've left my passport at home.
Arriving at Luton on the EasyJet flight from Edinburgh, John Need has just made a nasty discovery.
Basically, I'm... Obviously.
Listening in, passenger service agent Anita Herr knows he's in trouble.
Can you get to Edinburgh Airport? Yeah, can you get to Edinburgh Airport and park the car in a short stay thing? Yeah, you've got 25 minutes to get there. You're going to have to, like, burn it to Edinburgh. I'll give you a call back. Excellent. I'll get you booked on the flight now. All right, brilliant. Cheers, bye.
John's just asked his girlfriend Helena to catch the next flight from Edinburgh to Luton. But why is he so keen to see her?
I've got a Eurostar flight to Paris at 10 to 5. I've just flown down with EasyJet, which is fine, no problems. A slight delay. But I've left my passport in Edinburgh.
That flight is going to cost £90.
Girlfriend Helena has found the passport in his Edinburgh flat. Now he wants her to fly it to Luton so he can go on holiday.
She's driving to Edinburgh Airport and she's going to get her flight, leave my passport, and she'll go back on the next flight.
But there's a problem. Helena's still 6 miles from the airport and check-in closes in 20 minutes.
Check-in closes.
She has to be there before 12.
Yeah, because the check-in desk is going to close.
She gets it at 5 past.
At 5 past it will close.
She won't get that on the flight.
And they will not let her on that flight.
I was to go for it. Okay.
Unless you want me to book it as soon as she gets there. Because once it's booked, it's non-refundable.
Right,
and then
okay.
you've got a set of flights that you probably
I
won't
get it for
use.
me.
Just
If Helena misses her flight, John misses his holiday.
I can't believe I've left my passport at home. I'll get it. I'll update you.
Hi, I was wondering if you could help. It's Leo calling from EasyJet here at Luton Airport. We've got one of our girls who's going to be leaving us today, unfortunately.
It's Katrina's last day at EasyJet, and Leo's busy planning a few surprises. Meanwhile, Joe Harrison arrives to say farewell.
Katrina, please come to you with our biggest thanks for your hard work and commitment from EasyJet. So thank you very much and the best of luck.
Oh no, I will start crying.
I know, it's not me on a second.
I will, I'll come round.
Good luck with you. I hope everything goes well.
Thank you.
And I will. You'll be fine. Look at her colleagues, you know, she's got real good teamwork with everyone there, so it's everyone, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, you'll do well.
She's going to be missed by a lot of people, without a doubt. I think she's going to miss it as well. Going to be ashamed to see her go.
I miss my friends. I met some close friends here. You know, there is quite a few aspects I'll miss, and I'll miss the challenging role I have, you know, of dealing with awkward passengers at times.
Okay,
thank you.
You sure you don't want to change your mind?
No, not at the moment.
Can't twist your arm, Katrina.
Meanwhile, over at customer services, John Need hasn't heard from girlfriend Helena since she set off for Edinburgh Airport.
Right, okay.
And he knows she's running out of time.
8 minutes.
All right.
I don't think she's going to make it. I mean, if she doesn't make the check-in, I don't know, actually. You know, if she misses it, if she actually misses it, is there any way that she could hand it over to someone who could then bring it down as a last resort if she doesn't actually make it? Yes.
It could possibly be pushing it a bit.
All right, cool.
Okay.
It's almost 12 noon. With no word from John's girlfriend Helena, Anita calls Edinburgh to see if the check-in desk there is still open.
A passenger who's flown in from Edinburgh to Luton with EasyJet today.
Finally, Helena calls, but is it too late?
Where are you? Oh, she's there. She's in the car park.
Has that check-in closed? They're still open. I'm booking her flight at this end because the guy's paying for it here. I'm just putting through the credit card details now.
But just when John thinks his luck's changing...
Do you have any other cards with you? This one isn't. It's
not
not
working?
going through.
You're joking?
No, I'm not. It's not going through.
There's nothing wrong with the card. There's money.
Try and do it in 2 different pay amounts. Try and do it.
Fortunately, the card is accepted for a one-way flight.
Right, okay. I've booked her on the flight. She's on that Edinburgh Luton on flight 16 now. And do you want me to give you the reference or anything? Or yeah, but she's definitely on that now. She's on it.
John goes to wait for Helena.
Hello, sir.
Katrina's last day is nearly over, when she's faced with yet another confused passenger.
That's for 58. Just go straight over, sir.
Do you want me to find work?
But could there be more to this one than meets the eye?
Is there something I don't know about this man?
That's right. Yeah! I knew it! I knew it!
But do you know what? It's getting a little bit hot in here. I think it's just a little bit hot.
Did I do that passenger? Did I do with you all right?
Saying that...
No way! No, don't do it! Oh my God.
It's a stripper, but who's to blame?
I'm joking. Ah, get your hand out there, God.
Do you want me to take it off?
Just for Lisa's benefit.
Yeah, right.
Don't do this. This is you. This is you, Leo, isn't it? No wonder you stayed on your shift. It worked for me, was it? It was for you as well, I promise.
Do you not want to have a little rub, no?
No, thank you.
That's the first time I've seen you lost for words.
Wicked.
Katrina phones husband Julian to break the news.
Shaking, for God's sake. Hello, Jim. Have I woke you up? That's all right. I've just had a stripper come to my desk. Hello. So embarrassing.
She reacted quite well. I thought she'd go absolutely mental at me after.
I really can't believe that. I just don't know what to do.
I've ruined her whole life.
Probably I've got Julian watching it because I did rub his nipples.
In arrivals, John Need is waiting for girlfriend Helena, who's bringing his passport down from Edinburgh.
Thank you. You okay?
Yeah, it's
You missed the flight.
Helena is clear about her plans for this afternoon.
Going straight back. Do the work I was meant to be doing today.
I'm so dead.
Time is short. Helena's in the middle of her university dissertation.
Edinburgh.
But Lisa Ellingham has some bad news.
It was going to be 14:25, I think, the flight out.
Now, the next flight to Edinburgh is not until 10 to 9.
You're joking.
I'm not.
Helena has to spend the next 7 hours in Luton Airport, while John heads off to Waterloo to meet his friends and start his holiday. It's been a long day for John. It's also been a long and eventful year for everyone at EasyJet. Since our cameras joined the team, they've carried 4 million passengers. 37,000 planes have come and gone. Stelios saw his pride and joy floated on the stock market, and our cameras captured the highs and lows of running an airline as the team dealt with everything the passengers had to throw at them.
Who's got a small instrument that they can play with?
1, 2, 2, 2.
How do we get to Dublin?
We don't travel to Dublin, so you won't be travelling with us.
Yeah, how do we get to Dublin?
Turn left here, actually. Down the first one down there. It's the second one on the left here. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, just got the thing wrong.
You have to travel with Ryanair.
No!
I'm sorry, don't try.
It's nerve-wracking.
How do we get to Dublin?
Oh, I don't believe it. Oh. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Are you German?
He's doing that, whatever that means.
We'd make you pay for a brand new ticket.
Away. Just get a MANAGER. Do you know what that spells? You were never going to let us on that flight, were you? Correct.
We are going to be on that flight. I warn you. There is no unfortunate.
No, I want now. I want to go now.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Hang on a minute, I can't talk to you all at once.
It's a valid payment.
You're just waffling.
What?
Right, waffling.
How am I going to get to Switzerland?
It's the hardest part of flying. It's just...
I quite enjoy days like this. I'm quite sadistic, really.
Hey, you said there isn't a password. Just 1 second.
Where's reindeer?
Hello? Hey, it's 8355.
And hopefully they'll be worth about 3 times that, and then I can have a deposit house and a big boob job.
Hello?
Just don't show them my passport photograph.
He just threw up.
Just 1 second. Thomas?
Very nice.
Thank you.
As Katrina reaches the end of her final shift, passenger John Tier has one last surprise in store for her.
Katrina, what's your favourite song? I'm going to sing. Katrina, you're leaving tonight, aren't you?
Yeah.
You work for EasyJet, right? Do you know leaving on a jet plane?
Oh, yes.
Do you know it?
Yeah.
All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. Taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die.
That's my key to my locker.
See you later. All the best. That's all right. I just can't believe you're leaving. It's just like...
See you later.
Bye, Leo.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks, Jane.
Miss you.
Thank you.
Just stay.
See you later, Jane.
'Cause I'm a